Okay, I think I'm just about ready. So we're gonna give this game, ooh, a very thorough beating, I would say, in terms of the bug testing department. There are a lot of things I started finding as I was just playing around between yesterday and even as early as just like an hour ago. And I am just seeing just like exploit after exploit after exploit. So originally I was just gonna show off maybe the New Game Plus quick finish, and I'd been practicing for that. It's not 100% consistent, as you'll see. But wow, the game is a lot more broken than I realized it was. So I unfortunately do not remember what videos I was looking at, but they showed two things I don't think we discovered on our own in this playthrough. So we're gonna go back and basically rebeat the game. And I don't mean like we're gonna play for like the next 2 streams. Like, I will beat this game in about an hour if all goes well. So let's switch over to the game itself. Hey Chris, hope you're doing well. My hands are cold, which is a bad sign. I warmed them up earlier, but I am gonna be mashing my brains out, chat, because if I do not get these flashcards, we are not gonna go anywhere. So I have some safety saves on a lower difficulty if my fingers just refuse the flashcard. If not, you know, we'll see how it goes. Now, what I want to ask the chat is, should, on showing these really, really stupid exploits, do you want to see this on easy, or do you want me to leave it back on hard? Because the safety saves I made were on easy. I will let you know. But I could technically go back and do it on hard, I believe. Yeah, it's like somewhere in here. Is that... I'm trying to see where that is. Hopefully it didn't get deleted. Actually, you might have to see it on easy. I was looking to see if we had a forest one at anywhere near the right area. So like this is the right area. I think I might have saved over the one that we're interested in, unfortunately, which I did not intend to do. That's a bit unfortunate. I basically need to be in the not the Forest of Dawn, but the Ancient Burrow. I mean, I could technically replay from Karna, but I feel like that's not worth their time. So we'll do it on easy. You're right, Chris. We'll just do it on an easy, and I have my backup saves just in case. So the first thing I want to show off is what happens, like, when you beat the game and you start a new game. Let's hypothetically put it on easy. Hypothetically. We'll show off our first little exploit. So, as soon as you're in a new game, you're allowed to do a boss. I got really bored and tried to get a better time, but it is what it is. So, if it doesn't work the first try, chat, we're going to be seeing the screen a lot. So basically, I'm selecting easy. I'm just choosing to go straight to the boss. Immediately walk backwards.
You wasted. Try this! No escape!
And we got it in one try. Oh man, that practice paid off, chat. So the timer is here. You know, that shouldn't be there. So let's just view a memory real quick. Oh, look, the timer disappeared. I guess I better go in and fight the boss.
You wasted. Try this!
Oh, I did it while he was in the air. That was silly. I got excited, chat. Well, that still hit him. I mean, well, I don't really want to go out of bounds here. There we go. Oh man, I am all over this boss, chat.
Take this! Try this! No escape!
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, is that a no-hit? Did he not hit me the whole fight? Oh, he got wrecked. He got wrecked. Oh my gosh. I guess practicing against this boss for like an hour and a half paid off, chat. Because that was convincing. That was 100% convincing. So anyway, we're now technically at the end of the game. So we witnessed the cutscene. We could see the timer's gone. And yeah, we could just choose to throw the mask that we totally collected on this playthrough. You know, we could just chuck it. It's fine. So if you're wondering why, if you might check online, people say they have like the 1 minute speedrun on New Game Plus, This is what it means to do the New Game Plus speedrun. So we're just gonna fast forward this. It's fine. We've seen this before. So that could not have gone better, chat. Honestly, I'm so happy everything aligned up. So one thing I wanted to say about it kind of going one way or another is he has, I'm not going to say 50-50, but he has two different moves he could do when you walk straight backwards. One of which is the dive, which is the one that I want, or he'll do a forward thrust. If he forward thrusts, he'll likely move you along the bottom and it'll mess the trick up. Like you could still do it, but now it's completely random as far as I know, if he's gonna dive or not. And if he doesn't dive at you in like a really specific area, you basically need his shockwaves to push you against the rocks. And normally, if you're like out in the open, you get pushed away from him eventually, so you don't gain a lot of height. But due to how you could stand by just walking backwards, he actually pushes you back into it, so you're allowed to block it way more than you normally are able to. So anyways, just asking us if we want to save the game again. I mean, we could say like, wow, that was a quick run. So did you enjoy New Game Plus? All like 20 seconds of it? Oh boy, chat. So we have another completely outrageous exploit that if I had practiced more, we could have reasonably beaten the game in about an hour. So I made a lot of safety saves here. So I'm gonna take a look around. Yeah, I think I made the mistake. I think originally this was a hard mode file, which is my fault. But it is what it is. So we're gonna do on an easy because this was my backup from way back when. So I'm gonna try to show you every single exploit along the way and explain to you the best of my abilities how to do it. So we're all the way back here when we first got Karna. Remember that, chat? Remember the first time we were graced with Karna? Well, we now have to fight the B-Boss, and by fight the B-Boss, I mean we have to skip the B-Boss. So there's a couple of different ways we could do it. We could go forward and skip the B-Boss, which we might do this time through. We'll try to show it off again. So if you remember last time, we did the cutscene skip to get out of the B-Boss, but we have to practice this, and I need to practice this a little bit, but we have to leave this boss fight while we've already triggered the boss fight for something to show off later, because there's something really stupid if we do it. So I'm gonna walk near the exit, and hopefully he cooperates and does his little... It's exactly what I wanted him to do. Oh, we're in heaven. We just got that in one try? Sure. Okay, chat. I don't even want to talk about how many times that took for me to do, but you know what? We just out of bounds. We went through. We get the dwarf bracelet. I'm actually speechless. You have no idea, chat, how many times it took for me to do. Like, I must have been playing this for like hours yesterday. Wow. Okay, well, practice makes perfect, chat. So we could go back through the B-Boss area, and that's probably faster, but I want to show you something else so you could get an understanding of how broken this is. So remember, chat, in order to come into this area, if you remember from way back in the beginning of the game, there was a boss fight. Remember that, chat? We had to fight those soldiers, and they wouldn't let us go through. It was the first time we fought the masked soldiers. Remember that? They're wounded in front of the cave. Well, I'm gonna show you something that I found out just by messing around after practicing this. So if you just continue to leave the dungeon as normal, right? You know, just go on your merry way. You know, things are looking okay so far. You're like, oh, well, what will happen if you go back to another boss fight? But you left the B-Boss that way. And chat, let's demonstrate what happens. Oh, look, we're fighting this boss again. I don't think that's quite right. I don't think that's right at all, chat. Oh boy, this game is a little broken. A little bit. Well, we might as well get some experience from them. So, yeah, you could just refight bosses, apparently, with the B-Boss. I don't think there's a limit. I think you can just keep doing this over and over. So we're gonna go look for the B-Boss according to that cutscene, but like, don't worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and save now. So let's get a brand new save area. If things go wrong, we'll just try again. So this will be our main timeline. So we are post B-Boss. So one other thing we have to get right, which is another really tricky part. You might remember when we left this area. Remember, like, way back when I commented, like, man, that waterfall looked really weird. I wonder if we could do anything with it. And chat, the answer's yes. So remember how upset I got, chat, when we were deprived of Karna? Because that was rude. That was very rude of the game to deprive us of Karna. But we're gonna do something a little special here. So what I need to set up now is a character death. And if this doesn't go well, that's fine. We'll just do a safety save. So I need to die while in the water. I need one of the stupid crabs to follow me, though. Where'd the crabs go? Hello? Oh, there they are. So we need to die while in the water. And to speed this up, I'm going to remove equipment. Come on, crabs, you could do it. So if you remember, we take more damage when we're in the Dwarven Bracelet. There we go. So now we're dead, so we're gonna unequip that, and we're going to hopefully set up the glitch. So I think I did it, like, right about here last time. So you might remember this one, chat, where if we have a dead party member, we swap into them and revive them, but they were below the area, or excuse me, they were in the swimming state at the time of death, and you happen to revive them. Remember that, chat? We just kind of go underwater. Oh, I almost failed it, but I think we're okay. I need to go higher. Hopefully I do not drown, because that would make me very sad. Okay, so now we're out of bounds, so let's make another safety save. So I was wondering if you could do anything with this, right? Because you have like this giant waterfall over here. Ooh, we have to go down real slow. So there's something weird about this area in particular. In fact, we're gonna save over the safety save. So basically what we're looking to do, chat, is if we touch this graphic in front of us going too fast, we'll fall through the floor. We don't want that. So like that was not good. That's why we have a safety save. So we need to kind of like swim forward. Like, see, that wasn't quite it either. So if we can't get it in a couple tries, we'll go to the backup save. Oh, I fell off the waterfall, but that's apparently fine for some reason. Sure. I think that was almost it. This one's a little finicky, as you can kind of see, like, but I'm trying to give you the general idea. I might have to swim lower. Let's save it a little lower. Yeah, that wasn't quite it either. Hopefully I could get this on stream, because I knew this one would be annoying. So we'll try for a few minutes, chat. Yeah, see, I fell too high up, so that's why I just went through. Like, I'm almost where I want to be, chat. Almost. Yeah, that's way too high up. Yeah, we have to be, like, right here. Oh, I actually had it for a second, and then I tumbled twice. So sneaky, chat. This is kind of hard. I do want to show it off on stream. Hopefully we could get it. I'm not sure what the visual cue is for this. I think that's the big problem with this. Yeah, so that there's like a small gap between them. So I need to be moving fast enough that I don't fall through the gap and make it to the ledge, but I also need to not be falling so fast that I just clip through the ground. So there's like it's a little finicky here. Like, there was not quite it. I need to be like a little lower. So basically, when I do that dash animation, oop, that's not what I wanted. When I do that dash animation, I want to basically tumble literally on that ground there. Like, that was really close, but not quite it. We'll try it for a few more minutes, chat. I think it's worth trying to capture on stream. But this one probably took me as long as the B-Boss to get right. There we go. Whew. Okay, we're not doing that again, chat. So we'll end up on this magical little place over here. So we're just gonna take a nice little journey through nature. You know, don't worry about this. I don't know why there's hitboxes all the way out here. But chat, remember we couldn't take Karna past a certain point because they're like, oh, we must investigate the ancient burrows. Well, chat, we don't actually need to investigate the ancient burrows. So if you approach this area from behind, oops, we took Karna here. Oops. So let's reset our position. So if you remember, the puzzle here was to constantly go downhill. So all we have to do is just go downhill. And I think the exit was over here. So now we have Karna. She will never leave us. The game has no idea what to do. We'll collect some things just because, but it's not technically necessary. Now, we are very injured at the moment, but if you remember, there is a camp at the end of this. So as long as we don't die as Karna, it's not really a big issue. So now we've taken Karna way out of where she should normally be. And this is where we got the optional cutscene with Ozma. Remember that, chat? So I guess her village's plight is TBD. We never actually met her brother in this timeline. We're just like, yeah, he'll be fine. You know, he'll shake it off. Yeah, that waterfall is very finicky, but hopefully you could kind of use that as a guide on your own in case you want to replicate it at home. It's like you got to get the tumble just right, or else you phase through. So we're gonna go ahead and skip all this dialogue. So again, because Karna's not supposed to be here, she's not gonna show up quite yet. I mean, after we do this, I mean. So she's here now, but we're gonna go back in the past and she'll disappear briefly.
My tribe is...
So we're gonna go ahead and skip as much dialogue as possible. So I was practicing this earlier, chat, so what we have to do is we have to come down these stairs. Remember that? We were trying to look at the Spartas. Remember that, chat, when we weren't sure what they did? We're gonna go ahead and just constantly talk to him. We're gonna make sure we speak to each of them. Oops. Did not mean to double speak. And then we'll talk to him again. There we go. And we trigger a cutscene. We can tell him we want to ride one. Then we learn about the river. We're gonna go ahead and skip that. Then to escape this area, if you remember, we have to acknowledge that we know Ozma.
No way. I see. I see. No.
So then to advance this, just to go a little faster, there are a few specific townspeople we have to talk to. So let's see if I can remember who they are. This is not one of them. I know this girl is definitely one of them. So we'll talk to her and just kind of skip through. That's fine. Then we'll come along here. There should be a man. We could talk to him here. See that, chat? Look how much faster this is when you know everything what you need to do. So there's the couple over here we definitely had to talk to. And I think last but not least, we had to talk to... I'm terrible with names, chat. The traveling merchant. He was in this house. Was it Gazak, chat? You would probably know better than me. I think it's Gazak. Once we talk to all of them, we basically just have to give the right answers in order to advance it. I still like the "it was me." So now we'll remember little bits and pieces. So now he'll admit that he knows that something's wrong with the river. And that's that plot point out of the way. So he'll want us to go check out the sacred beast lair. Remember that, chat? He's trying to point out where it is. That's so helpful of him, chat. Well, here's the problem, chat. Oops, we still have Karna. So we already did another exploit on stream, but we'll do it again. We'll get that compilation, chat.
My turn.
So basically what we need to do is just tumble our way out of here. Actually, Durin's the fastest tumbler. And again, I think if you do it really quickly, instead of that roll animation, he'll just do like a little short hop like that. But unfortunately, I'm not very good at mashing that button in particular. So we've already seen this exploit, but we'll do it again, chat. So now that we have somebody as a fourth party member, we have Durin, we tag him out with Karna, which is what you should do every time you play, regardless. And now the game will remember that Durin should be swimming and he was on a lower elevation. So with all those thoughts in mind, we're going to come over to a very peculiar spot over here, and we're going to switch back to Durin, and then, oops, we go through the floor. So again, we're just going to alternate timeline ourselves forward, it's fine. So we already know this is a dungeon from our other playthrough, but that was very fun and amusing to come across the first time. So now that we kind of know what to do, we basically need to view memories a couple times. And then if all goes well, when I swap into Ozma and do this, we should just see something weird happen. Yeah, see how I'm in like a black screen, chat? Yeah. So the game realizes I'm in a menu, but it doesn't know what to do because I hit the barrier to go to the next area. So it just gives up. Honestly, chat, it just gives up. But we teleported to the other area by swapping into the party members. So remember, chat, when you do the memories from swapping, let's say, party member 2 into party member 1, you kind of go up. And if we do 3 into 1, we go right instead. So we're going to take advantage of that to basically skip almost the entirety of the game. So chat knows where this is going. Remember, we got here early and we didn't have Karna. Well, oops, game, we have Karna now. So Ozma's now in the water, so we're going to swap him out with Karna. We're going to come back to our favorite little spot here, swap back into Ozma, and suddenly we are swimming out of bounds again. It's a very familiar sight to most of the stream people at this point, but it feels nice to compile this just for you, chat. So we are just absolutely having our way with the game at the moment. So I'm trying to think if there's a faster strat for this portion. I did not mean to fall out like that. I don't know if this will mess things up. I'm gonna do the Am I a Swordsman because that resets our breath gauge. We should keep rising. Oh, this is perfect. So the one way I like to do it is actually I like to start falling because there's a couple areas you could dip down. And if you end up under the stairs, you can just cross through the stairs again to come into bounds for some reason. So I'm trying to remember. We definitely need a new weapon here. I think there was a new weapon over here. So we're going to need to play as Durin real quick. Oh, there's like an enemy right there. Let's kill these enemies. Let's get that weapon because that'll speed things up a little bit. Oh. So unfortunately, this enemy is like right there. I wish our allies would actually attack this, because I actually almost got the chest there. Fortunately, our allies are not cooperating. I apologize, chat. There we go. Oh, this was the Spirit Cape. This is not quite what I thought it was. That's fine. I mean, we could take that too. That does help in case things go wrong. I could have sworn there was a weapon here somewhere though, chat. I just want to double check this. We'll take the bitter potion as well. We're gonna need as much healing as we can because we're not really gonna see too many stores. Oh, we got a roto droplet. That is perfect, actually. There should be a weapon for Adol somewhere. But remember, chat, we were kind of stonewalled here before because we weren't allowed to advance. So now that we have Karna here, we could just do this. So we have a safety revive, chat, and another healing potion, which is great. Then I guess to show off this exploit again. And another great way to get experience, which we might need, chat. We're only at like level 11. Like, we are way under where we're supposed to be. I know this is easy mode and all, but we still have to beat the game potentially like this. So we're gonna shrink down a little bit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the ye olde memory teleport. So we want to go upwards with our teleport, so we're going to swap in the second party member. So you can see the menus are all messed up, but now we're large in the small area. And again, killing these things net you a ton of experience. So let's level up a little bit, chat, because we still have to beat the boss. And remember, chat, if you use the memory, again, the memory view, it resets enemies. So let's do this for a few more levels. This is probably the fastest way to level, honestly, at this point in the game, because we're still under-leveled. So now our party members are a little tougher. So let's do this for, like, a couple more retries. We'll do safety saves. Because again, any damage they get here will speed up the boss fight. I mean, you can see we're gaining an absurd amount of levels. Keep in mind, too, we're going to have to level Adol a bit more, but we'll probably do that with later areas. Let's go until we level to at least 16 with Karna. We're going to play ultra safe. We're just demonstrating some bugs. She's about to level anyway. I think one more reset will do. Again, this is very unfair. I don't know why they let this happen. Oh, playtesting. That somehow did not level us, which I'm very surprised, so this will be our last reset. It should level us now. Excellent. So we got some decent abilities. Everybody's now a decent level. I believe we had to come out this exit. Okay, so we got stuck a little bit. Fortunately, we could Dwarf Bracelet through. So keep in mind, we do not have the ability to swim whatsoever, but we skipped the only dungeon that really honestly requires it. So all we have to do now is just try to advance through the dungeon. So we're gonna do our best to kind of tumble through. We don't want to fight them here because they have a chance of beating us. There is a weapon in here, and I absolutely forget where it is, but I don't think we need it for the playthrough. If it's not to the bottom right here, I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. I think this is the chest I'm looking for. There's not even an enemy on screen. That's not fair. Oh, there it goes. So we got the weapon for Adol, which will help us out a lot, because this is way better than what he has on currently. So you see, he's got 44 and 5% poison. This is a 23 damage increase, which will help us out a lot. Again, keep in mind that we are basically going to have to beat the boss with whatever we have. So we're probably going to want to get some strength ups, I imagine. Now, we don't have life steal, so this might be a little difficult. We'll see how it goes, like even for easy mode. I imagine if you speedrun the game, you're probably a little more comfortable with the boss fights. But we'll do our best. Keep in mind, chat, we abused Lifesteal Karna. You know what? We got another bitter potion there. I'm okay with that. So now all we have to do is basically make it to the end. We'll try to pick up any spare items on the way there, because we're not going to get many opportunities to do much. Oh, why is Durin in the party? Get out of here. So one thing we're going to take advantage of in this boss is we want Ozma and Karna to be on the same team. Not because we really want Ozma in particular. He's actually pretty bad against the boss, but it's more that he improves our ability to deal increased damage. Because remember, if you stack 2 damage types together, you do increase damage. So we're going to have another safety save here. I'm hoping the power of Karna will help us beat this.
Leave it to me.
So we have Adol doing some decent damage. We have the Wanderer's Cloak, which is okay. And we're doing this all without the Hero's Cloak, which is really, really broken. I do recommend in a casual playthrough that you get it. So we have to beat this boss, chat. Remember this boss?
A new skill.
So we're gonna take advantage of his extra damage. Woo! Don't miss, chat. Whoa! Ooh. Wasn't sure the timing there. I might have actually missed that. Oh, I'm actually out of range. Okay. Now we're ready for the next phase. So I got clipped there. Fortunately, the boss does not seem to do a lot of damage on this difficulty, so maybe we over-leveled. We actually interrupted his stomp. That's kind of sad. Look at this poor boss, chat. Oh, I should have used special. That's a shame. Oh yeah, so remember this phase, chat? This phase was really obnoxious to deal with. He actually missed me there. I was kind of surprised. I was ready to parry, but... Oh, he missed me again. Sure? Oh, that was weird. It did the pushback, but I couldn't parry it. Okay. Boss is dead, chat. We did it. So we didn't have the power of Lifesteal Karna, but we still beat it. Chat, we got like 4 levels from that. That's actually kind of crazy. So that's how underleveled we were. This boss was 4 levels. But hey, easy mode for you, chat. There you go. We're just showing exploits. We're not here to play on the hardest. We already did that. We beat it on hard mode, chat. We don't have anything to prove. So now, if you remember, We're supposed to have, at this point, found Karna's brother, and we're supposed to figure out that something's wrong with the sacred beasts, but we didn't do any of that, so we're just gonna continue on our way. We're gonna make sure to touch all these save points just to get healed. We're almost at 666 health. What a shame, chat. We were so close. So here, I want to swap out Ozma. I find him kind of useless. Yeah, this should be okay. We're looking just for speed. I gotta practice these mashes. I'm not getting the quick dash. Probably hear me mashing this more than the flash guard, to be honest. Oh, so close. Well, anyway, I tried. It's not going well. But at least we're tumbling, chat. We're not really getting hit that often. Good enough. We're gonna skip everything possible. We're gonna try to go straight to the city. So, chat, we found this too on our original playthrough of the game. So at this point, we should have gone through 2 whole dungeons. We skipped 1.5 so far. We don't need the water dragon amulet, which is kind of funny. Oh, the bad boy says this is your first impression of Celceta. Oh, I'm sorry. We're playing the post-game show how broken the game is, so I apologize. It was very fun to play through, I will say. Not quite Lacrimosa level, but still pretty good. So there's a little cutscene trigger here for people that have seen this before. Where, like, if I... Actually, I'll just walk into it. Oh. Oh, wait, it's not even here. Oh, chat, we have broken the game so hard, it doesn't realize that we shouldn't go through here. So, hey, we don't even need to show that exploit. So anyway, we were supposed to go through a very long conversation in that village where we find out all about Adol. Remember Adol, chat? Remember Lisa? Those are characters we won't really be seeing much of in this version. It's fine. We're just gonna tumble through. Oh, oops, that's not where I want to go. I should have double-checked what the path was for this area. He's not gonna let me have the chest. Okay, now I get to play the game of how did we get to where we need to go. Let me take a look at the map. So inevitably we'll come along here. I think I need to go south. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now this part of the run I did not route as much, so I don't remember as well where we should be going. But essentially, we were supposed to meet our next party member, Kalilica, in that other town. But we skipped all that, so she'll just know to be here, chat. Don't worry about it. Hey, another bitter potion. That'll help us. Again, a lot of these enemies are hilariously higher level than us, but we're gonna try to ignore them for as long as possible. Excellent. We found another save point. This will help us for later. So Bob Boys is asking, though I doubt the latest U games are anywhere near as exploitable as I'm assuming. This is actually the... Well, I guess this is now the 3rd most recent game. So the games after this would be Lacrimosa and East 9. There's also East 7. I'm not sure if it has the same kind of exploits. This one just released right before Lacrimosa. I feel like the modern ones have like crazy out-of-bounds stuff. So we'll hopefully showcase this. So chat, if you've seen it before, we're gonna meet Adol and Lisa. Say goodbye to them. That's about all we're gonna see of them for the rest of this little glitch exploit run. So if you remember, chat, there's the Thunder Plains. We have to cross the Thunder Plains, which is not really possible without the other party member. So we'll try to walk forward, and we'll get zapped eventually. So this is expected to happen. So this is where the final party member, well, second to last party member shows up, and she has an ability to light up the lightning rods. So now we have an ability to deal with that kind of nonsense. So what we need to do is we need her in the party.
My turn.
It's my turn.
And we could try to take advantage of one more exploit, which we did also get in the original run. So basically what the game wants us to do, I'll show it a couple of times here, is that we'll use her ability to use magical technology to activate these lightning rods. And while the lightning rods are up, there's like a safety zone. If you're in the safety zone, you will not get zapped. For whatever reason, they make you reactivate it multiple times, but that's not really too fun. So we'll play this first part safe, chat. So you can actually skip a lot of these. In fact, you don't even have to technically light even the first one that I did, but we're doing this so we don't have to reset as often.
Here goes.
So one thing we're going to be exploiting in a little bit, in particular in this next area, is that the lightning's on a global timer. I want to say it's roughly 2 seconds. It might be a little more. So basically, while I'm in a menu, let's say I'm in the pause menu here, you can see the playtime ticking. So every 2 seconds of playtime, a lightning strike will happen. But if I'm in the menu at the time of the lightning strike, the lightning will not hit us. So ideally, what'll happen is we can make it all the way to an area we're not supposed to go to by taking advantage of that little gap in the timer. They probably should have paused the timer when you pause the game, or probably not use the global clock. That would also probably would have fixed that issue. So anyway, the game gave us a way to exploit something, so we'll take advantage of it. I forgot where we're supposed to go normally. This is kind of a problem. So I was worried that would happen. So unfortunately, what'll happen is if you get hit by lightning, you will get sent back to the start. But we did a safety save. Now I'm gonna unfortunately, I'm now out of sync with the game. So maybe it's actually, you know what? I think it's better just to restart. We're not at the point where I want to start doing that, but I have to feel the timing. And unfortunately, when you reload the game, I'm not sure if it's starting at like 1 second, 2 seconds, or literally the moment you spawn in. So we'll just retry this. But basically, I want to end up right in front of that tower. And when we're at the tower, then I want to do our little exploit run. The tower is basically a safety zone. So normally what happens is we're supposed to meet Adol at the top of the tower. It's like 4 or 5 stories. We fight a couple bosses. We learn about some dark origins of certain characters. So I guess if people have not seen the game before, I will leave it as vague as possible. And what we need to do is we're not going to go to that tower. We are never going to meet Adol between now and the end of the game, if things go well. We might see him in a cutscene once, but we're otherwise not going to go towards him. So I paused 1 fraction of a second too late. That is really unfortunate. Okay, chat. I'm trying to feel the timing, but I'm trying not to get greedy. But we have to make it a big distance. So I'm gonna start doing the exploit now. I don't know how you're normally supposed to do this, to be honest. Oh, we got through. We're gonna save because we're in a new area because I'm not repeating that. And that's why we saved. That is 100% why we saved. So normally we're supposed to just keep lighting the way and keep going, but we're gonna use the pause trick to try to get through it. Now, what might help us is it's on a global timer. So I'm gonna wait for it to lightning strike, then I'm gonna try loading the game. Then I'm gonna pause immediately. Oh, I missed it by like a fraction. Oh, chat, this is rough. I promise we will get through this though. So if I can get to that final statue, I'll be okay. But the trick is getting to that final statue. It kind of left us in a weird spot, unfortunately. Because again, I don't know what the timer is, unfortunately. So I could see it very briefly when I pause. So I'm just gonna count a couple seconds. Hopefully this resets it. Ooh, chat, this is not playing well for us. We were doing so well, and now lightning defeats us. We were almost there. If we could just get to that one, it's not so bad. But the problem here is, like, because it takes a little bit of time to load, we're now out of sync again. So I'm gonna pause. So close. I says I was gonna pause, so that way the lightning would strike there. We're playing it. Oh, come on. We were so close. We were so close. Oh, chat, this is not being nice to us. That's okay. I had it down to, like, I thought it was on the evens, so I was just counting every evens. But because the timing of the lightning is slightly more than 2 seconds, eventually we hit the threshold. Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time, and if this doesn't go, we'll just take it slower. Because again, this is not the point where I need to exploit. Oh. I was one tumble away, chat. One tumble away.
Here goes.
There we go. Oh, we get to breathe a sigh of relief, chat. Okay, so I skipped most of those at least. But we have to do the big skip coming up. So this should allow us to basically get as far as the teleporter. So we're going to exploit a couple different mechanics here. So first of all, we're going to touch this. So now I could come back here anytime. And what'll happen is normally you're supposed to go in the tower over there. However, we're going to try to go forward from here. This is fine. Okay, so fortunately from here, because the game assumes we're trying to leave the tower, we spawn here instead. So I'm going to try to feel the timing of the lightning, chat. Let's feel it. So let's count it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. See, it's like a little more than 2 seconds. Ooh, so close. I might be able to make it from there, though. So we did make a lot of progress with that one. So again, if nothing else, we will, every time we tumble, we'll just reload from there, chat. We're gonna brute force it. We don't need any rhythm, it's fine. So essentially what we're trying to do here... That's so unlucky. What we're trying to do here is there's a little path to the northwest. Of all the things that was gonna give us trouble, this was not what I thought would give us trouble, but that's fine. So we're making progress one tumble at a time, chat. We'll brute force it, we're very close. Once I go down that hill, we do not need to deal with the lightning ever again. Which is really good for us. I was just starting to go downhill. So close. So again, we're very close. We're just gonna brute force it. I got greedy. I thought I would touch the door with that tumble, and I was not correct. We're gonna save midair, that's fine. Okay, we got through it. So we skipped an entire dungeon there, chat. We skipped like easily like 2 hours of gameplay in about like 10 minutes. If you're better at the lightning skip, it does not take that long. So now we are definitely nowhere near where we're supposed to be. So at this point in the game, we're supposed to be going to, I believe, another village because we need to learn the secret of the masks. So we will still do that part at least. And when we're there, we're going to get our final party member, chat. And that is how we're going to survive the rest of this little glitch exploit. Because we're at level 22. For people that have not seen it, we should probably be at the low 30s at this point. If you're playing casually, maybe you'll be slightly under 30. But we are way under geared, way under leveled. So our goal is we have to basically go down this winding path all the way to the south. Hopefully we get to the subterranean forest without any big issues. Away we go, chat. Tumble, tumble, tumble. Now, what's weird is that if I were to try to talk to the townspeople, they're like kind of broken. They won't really react to us at all. Except for the shopkeepers. They still work. So normally when we come to a campsite, we have to go through memories and things like that. And we'll do that, I guess. I don't think there's a way we can really skip it. Or is there? Can we just walk by because the game's confused? Oh, okay, we can just walk by because the game's confused. So normally it's like, oh, we should rest now because we're tired. But the game doesn't know where we are right now. So it's not going to stop us from continuing. Oh, there we go. So we need the other party member for that. So I did not go quite the right way, but we'll be returning to that path very soon. Let's take one look at the map. Maybe I have to go south. That's fine. If the game stops us from going south, that's not a big deal. We'll just watch the cutscene. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Sure. It's fine. Again, we'll just keep tumble, tumble, tumble in until we get to the bottom. So now we're in the subterranean forest, so that means we are very close to the other village. We're basically looking to wrap around to the west, and it's good that the path is no longer going south. That is an excellent sign. I don't know why I'm tumbling with her. She doesn't tumble as far. Durin tumbles the furthest of all the characters. So from a speed standpoint, I like using him over the other characters. There we go. It's like a little train engine, chat. We're gonna take another save file here. So I believe this is the entrance that we should be using for later. So right now, there's a couple things holding us back from having free movement through the game. The chat is aware there are 2 different ways you can teleport between different areas in the game. The first one we get is the Silver Wing, which is fairly early in the game, but we haven't unlocked the Gold Wing. And the difference between the two is the Silver only lets you travel between waypoints of the same color and the same shape. So that can actually be pretty limiting, so it'll only put like maybe 3 in the world map of any given color and or shape. Which is a bit unfortunate. But the Gold Wing lets us teleport to any save point that we've seen at all. Oops. I don't think I want to go there. I think I need to go here. Ooh.
It's my turn.
It's acting very broken. Did I need to do something else? Uh-oh. So he won't talk to us. Oh, maybe we could just go here. Maybe it's okay. I think I messed something up, chat. Okay, so I think what is supposed to happen is when we defeat the Hornet, we have to take advantage of the Hornet to trigger that fight. I think I see what I messed up, chat. I'm just thinking about how quick it would be to redo this. So fortunately we have teleports, so if I have to go backwards from here, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, hopefully we should be able to correct this. So I needed to, I think, keep the Hornet fight with us. So we'll try to back up a little bit. And again, fortunately we could go from the blue teleport downwards. Hopefully we are not locked into a certain position. So we'll have to redo the Hornet fight, which is not a big deal. We could just kind of backtrack through. I think when I practiced this, I just took the southern exit, but I think in showing off the other boss refight, I accidentally dropped something that I didn't realize I needed, but that's okay. So the game is a little confused, basically. It will not trigger those plot events because we have not cleared out any of the other things in the game. But using the Hornet boss, if we leave the Hornet boss, or any boss really, in an unusual way, the game doesn't really know what to do in that scenario.
We beat this thing.
Actually, wait a minute, hold on. I'm thinking. No, it won't work here. I need to be in a boss fight.
For this.
I thought about something we could do as a backup strat. Okay, I just need to get to the first blue area. So I basically need to get in another boss fight and die. If as long as I could get into another boss fight, we're okay. So that would basically mean doing the Hornet fight. So if I can't escape the Hornet fight the normal way, there is a backup for that. That only works because we're at the tower. So one thing I want to explain for what we were setting up before is the reason we skip the tower is because if we happen to die at any point, especially in a boss fight, the game will get really confused as to what should happen. So it thinks, you see how we die here and it teleports us back to the beginning? It will do that even if we're fighting another boss, and the game doesn't quite know what to do in that scenario, which is very amusing. So unfortunately, I think I have to go backwards a little bit, chat. Not a big deal. So unfortunately, this is going to involve going back to the Hornet. So anyway, so if we die in a boss fight, instead of just having the normal retry on a boss, it'll actually teleport us back to that statue we saw earlier. Can we use this teleport to go anywhere interesting? Yes, we can. Save a little bit of time going backwards, I guess. Again, the game is very confused right now. Now, the only problem is I have to go back inbounds on the other path, but I don't think it should be a big deal. So essentially what I just need to do is I just need to go back to the B-boss, and then we have to go back through here. So I apologize, chat. It's going to take me about 10 minutes to correct it. So let's teleport here. This should be good. So we can skip this whole dungeon at least. So that's why it's also important to hit those safety saves. Because without those waypoints, we have to walk back the long way, which we still have a little bit of a walk, but it's not as bad as if I had missed those completely. Oh. Game got a little confused there. We should still be able to get through that. One moment. This might pose a problem. I'm trying to think if I could get through the door. I think I technically should be able to. If not, I messed up, chat, and we might have to restart something. Yeah, I think it's a little confused. One moment. We still might be able to correct this. Hey, Kirk, how's it going? So we're gonna view the I am the swordsman. We're gonna try to force our party members out of this door. Hopefully will work. I've never tried going through this door in reverse. No, see, that put us back in here. That's not what I wanted. No. I might have soft locked. I'm not sure, actually. So we'll try one more thing, chat. So I think I forgot to hit a blue save point while I was showing off, so I don't think I can escape this normally. But I'll see if I could get slightly out of the door by doing this. We'll try it once or twice. No, see, that put me back in the door. That's not what I want. That is a total shame, chat. Because I need to be able to go back. Oh, no. Yeah, there's like one more blue point I could have picked up. I think I missed touching the waypoint that was here. Had I not missed this, I think I would have been okay, but I missed it, and I didn't realize I missed it. So, oops. Hold on, chat. We're gonna go backwards slightly. Where did we last leave off? In a place where I could fix this. Celebrate should be okay. So we're gonna try this again, chat. This is why we have safety saves. So now I need to get that B trigger back. So we're just gonna go back here. We have just to do the lightning area again, which is not really great, but it is what it is. I want to make sure we 100% grab the safety teleport as well. I can't believe I didn't touch that. I thought I totally did. Anyway, we're gonna save over this one. So we now have to go backwards from here. We should still be okay. So they're gonna keep complaining that I should ignore them, but we're gonna do the reverse of what we did before. So let's take Ozma back through the tutorial area again. So we're gonna swap him into here. Do some memories. Let's swap him with Adol again. The game gets really confused. That's fine. Swap them again. View the memories. It's okay, chat. We'll reverse break this. So normally what happens is if you choose Ozma first instead of Karna, the game will stop you from going back to areas you've been to before. But you can see the game's acting kind of weird again. But it's okay. We managed to escape. So we ended up in the Forest of Dawn. I actually don't think this is where I wanted to go. No, this is not where I wanted to go. That's fine. I mean, just showing you could just go through any door that you want, I guess. we'll count this as the exploits. Oh, don't worry, Ozma. We know we have to go back to the village. We'll go through that invisible barrier. It's fine. Hope you're doing well, Kirk. Things were going well until I realized I messed things up with the B-boss. So we need to basically go to the Hornet. I don't think there's any other boss in the game we could do it on. So chat, you might remember we skipped another boss in the normal playthrough of this game. And unfortunately, even though that boss does launch you into the air, you can't quite leave his boss arena like you can with the Hornet. So unfortunately, we get into a little bit of a predicament with that. Oh, okay, so now we're going to get the reverse of this. So that's fine. They're going to complain that we're too close. So we're going to have to do the same thing. Just reverse break it real quick. So we'll make another save here. And let's go ahead and swap in and memories. Again, we're just going to swap in memories again. Well, that's weird. We didn't trigger the cutscene yet. It should have triggered by now. Maybe I have to do it from further south. Otherwise, I'll redo it. I don't mind redoing it. But essentially, chat, we can take advantage of the B-boss, which is what I wanted to practice before. To skip a lot of cutscenes and or boss fights in the game. We'll try to course correct it. Worst thing that happens is I just go forward from the B-boss. If I can't get this in like a couple more tries. Not a big deal either way. Ooh. We must be going up slightly, which is not what I wanted to do. Yeah, see, we went to the upper right. I wanted it to go more right. So, Chad, I think we're gonna have to redo the B-boss. That's okay though. That's okay. It happens. Sometimes you just gotta redo the B-boss. Be a good place to go back to. One moment, chat. Let's try this again. I think this was right outside the B-boss. Let's try this again, chat. My apologies. I didn't realize how mandatory this was when I practiced it earlier. So we're gonna do the same thing we did before. Hopefully we get a cooperative boss. We need him to do a swing upwards. I think that looks good. Yep, okay. Got it in one try again. That's good. Okay. So now what we need to do differently, chat, is we have to leave this dungeon without coming back through the entrance. And the only way to do that is we have to go back to the B-boss. Or actually, do we? I just need to hit a save point. One moment. That's fine. We'll come out through this way. This is fine. So let's do it from over here. So I need to basically come out the way that we came in, and then that should be fine. Stop it, boss. So whenever it does that attack, that's just wasting our time. There we go. Oh, I wasn't sure if I got... Wait, how did I end up here? What happened? Oh, I didn't realize it actually swapped their positions. Oops. I want to do it from here. My bad, chat. I didn't realize restarting the boss puts you over here. We'll try to block this attack. Ah, get away from us. Try this again, chat. Again, I only want to move just a little bit. There we go. Now we can inspect this, and we can use that to teleport outside of the area we just fought an enemy at. And now we've stored the fact that we should be in a boss. So now we're back on track, chat. I believe that's how it works. And if I can't get it on this attempt, it's fine. I think the chat generally gets the idea of the exploit. We're gonna do very similar things to what we did last time. Just thinking. I'm trying to think if the... I'm having some doubts now, chat, but I think I might have to check something between the stream. I'm trying to think if there's one more step that I'm missing from the watchtower. I'm thinking about it, chat. I feel like when I did do it in a practice run, I didn't actually go back to the Hornet. So we might have to put the glitch exploit on hold. If it doesn't work on this try, we'll come back to it. Don't worry. Then we'll go through the PDF travelogues. So we're gonna let Karna die.
Leave it to me.
Let's try this again, chat. We're gonna go the ye old revive special yet again. Put her into the party. She should be at below ground, which is excellent. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. So we need to be at a very specific point on this waterfall for this glitch to work. We're gonna go real slow because it's easy to accelerate way too far. We want to be basically at the bottom, but like not quite. This might be enough. Oh, we got it in one try that time. There we go. Much smoother. Much better, chat. So we should be good to go now. So again, the way this area works is they kind of put like a checkpoint barrier to stop you from reaching your destination, which is kind of funny. It works if you come from the intended direction.
All right.
But the problem is we're not coming from the intended direction. So it just lets us progress through the dungeon again. So we're just gonna take the shortcut down the hill one more time. And we should be good to go now. I'm gonna make sure I touch that save point. So I think because we've done this, we're now okay. So we'll recollect Ozma and things like that. Hope everybody in the chat's doing well. I know Kirk missed the beginning of it. Don't worry, we just redid it. It's fine. So we're almost back to where we were. It went a lot smoother this time, actually. I think we had a little trouble with the waterfall. I'm gonna make sure to touch that in case things go terribly wrong. So we're just gonna skip all this dialogue again.
No way.
Yeah, I like the experimental fast forward. It feels pretty good to use. Especially if you're replaying the game and you've already seen all these cutscenes. Plus people that haven't seen the plot, they get pretty unspoiled in general. So we'll try one more time, but I feel like I had almost everything right. I don't know if it's like something weird, like if you reload the file, it acts differently. We're just gonna talk to each of the Spartas again. Alright, now I think I have to talk to him again? There we go. Okay, this time we know which ones to talk to. So this part of the playthrough is just kind of straightforward. You're trying to advance through the plot.
No way. I see. Adol. I see. No.
So let's try this again, chat. We are gonna go up here. We just need to talk to her, as we learned from earlier. She'll give clues as to figure out what the source of the poison was. He will too. Then we just have to talk to the two people that are over here. And finally, I believe his name was Gazak, the traveling merchant. We have to talk to him. And that'll finish this little plot up. And again, we're not supposed to have Karna here, so she's not technically here. So you can see, like, we only have 3 people here. Oops, I have to make sure to answer the questions correctly. Now that we answered all the questions correctly,
Okay. Yes.
when we finish talking to him, he'll mark the map, which is what we had happen before. But this time we have a way to escape, to some extent. So if things go awry, we could do this again. So now if we check our character roster, we have Karna again. Karna's the best, chat. I don't think if there's anything else that could be done to get the story to progress. If there's something I need to talk to... Because again, the plot is like really broken because the game basically does like a series of checks to see if you've cleared certain dungeons. So we could kind of force it through with the Hornet fight. I believe as long as we don't do anything too crazy, we should be fine. So again, we're gonna do the classic teleportation glitch. So I'm gonna swap out Adol for Durin. We're gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, that means refighting the Centaur. Okay, Adol, do your thing. Phase through the floor, young lad. Love it, chat. I like that we did find most of these in the first playthrough. Like, we're just trying to refine it a little bit. It's still a little work in progress, but not too bad. So we're gonna ask if he's a swordsman. Then we're going to swap to the leftmost party member to go up and a little left. This should be enough to make it work. So we know the glitch has worked because we're still actually in the menu here. If we cancel out, then we'll end up in here. I just find that kind of funny when that happens. So now, in case things go really, really, really weird and awry, I can at least teleport back to Celceta Village. I'm not sure if we could then counter through the tent or not. It might be just like a one-way, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's some angle we could stand to possibly correct it. Let's try this again. So we actually got this in one try, so unfortunately we're gonna have to do that again. Ooh, yeah, she didn't touch the water. I think I was still in the tumble animation chat, so she didn't actually go underwater. Oops. Alright, now it should work. There we go. Much better. We're just gonna do another quick save here. Again, normally you're supposed to have the underwater scales, and you're supposed to dive into that little hallway. You're supposed to have like a breath meter. But you could reset your breath as long as you could view memories. I think this is good. Wow, we got it in one try again. Nice. Saves me a lot of time, right, chat? I think most of these items were not worth it.
This one's strong.
Yeah, I don't think any of those were. That's just Spirit Cape. We don't need that. How's it going, Yentos? I guess to showcase, well, actually I don't even need to level. Let's not even level on these enemies, chat. It's fine. We already showcased growing big here. We did that in the original playthrough. I'm doing okay, Yentos. I messed up a glitch earlier, so I wasn't able to progress the plot. Hopefully it will not happen again. But we'll see. Because if I could get past, if all I could do is just get our last party member, I could showcase one of the most broken things. But again, I did it in one try and I thought it was consistent. Apparently it's not consistent, so oops. That was definitely my bad. So essentially, once we get that last party member, we could take advantage of the fact that we can cause boss fights to occur whenever we want them to. And we could force every single fight in the game. So remember, chat, when we went into the... I think it was the observatory, chat. Do you remember that area? It's like the alchemic lab or whatever it was called. We can actually just skip that entire dungeon. As long as we left the Hornet boss alive, which is what I want to do here. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get that weapon for Adol, because he needs to do some damage. I did get Karnak kind of injured, but it is what it is.
Tough one.
Oh. Okay, so... I think that took the... Now I'm curious, because you see how we skipped straight to the fight? I don't think I actually wanted that to happen, but that's fine. We'll try to win with what we have. I seem to have healed, though. And again, anytime we learn a skill, it resets our SP gauge. But unfortunately, Napalm Strike costs so much SP. Oh, they refilled for us. How nice. Let's take advantage of Flash Guard to increase our damage here. So we're just gonna do whatever we can for damage, chat. I think that's okay. Thank you for learning a new skill, Adol. This actually helps us out quite a lot. Not too bad. This should put it in its next phase almost immediately. Nice. I did not dodge that. Man, that went so well the first time. Oops, my bad, chat. Well, this is why we have safety items. So unfortunately, this boss is kind of annoying because only Karna can really hit this boss at the moment. So her dying is kind of a big setback. There we go, we killed him from around the corner. So this should be what we want so far. I'm hoping that'll fix what happened before, because I couldn't remember if I had to use the teleport to get through the town, because essentially I want the game to, like, sort of work. Not fully work, Chad. We don't want the game working as intended, but we need the game to at least play along nicely for a little bit. We'll make sure to hit that save point as well. So we're almost back to where we were. I'm trying to remember if there's anything I have to do in the town in order to progress it. I might be missing just like one step. And without consulting something, I'm not sure if I would remember offhand. So we'll see, Chad. Maybe when we're going through the PDF, I'll look at something in the meantime. Because otherwise, I don't think I missed any steps here. We're good. We skipped like almost every dungeon to get here, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Wink, wink. But in terms of making sure that this area works, I'm not as sure. So we could buy some items from him since we are a little injured. Sure. You know what, we'll get one safety revive as well, just in case. Yeah, that's the only part I'm not sure about. If I have to do something else to trigger the cutscene there, that's like literally all I'm not sure about. See, if we could have out of bounds here, chat, we could have gone left here in order to skip the lightning tower. But it is what it is. So we're gonna try the lightning tower one more time. I'm hoping killing the centaur boss with the hornet was the only step that I missed. But I'll know in a little bit if I didn't get it. It might even be something silly, like I actually had it, but I needed to talk to our final party member. We'll definitely check the town a little bit before I give up on it. Like, we definitely have to go to Mayor's house at some point in the plot. And, like, this is good that this cutscene is playing.
Oh, no.
That's fine. Like, that's what we want to see. Then we're gonna die as usual here.
Leave it to me. Leave it
Let's
to
go.
me. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Wait, can you? I was gonna say, was I dodging lightning there by tag swapping? Because that would have been silly if that was a thing.
What now? No. Oh, boy.
Okay, now we're gonna bring her back into the party, and now we're gonna try to make some progress here.
Understood.
Here I go.
So again, we'll do the first couple ones as intended. Yeah, I wasn't sure if like I tag swapped and it hit the partner that it used to be and it got really confused. Not really sure what happened there. Again, we'll do the first area legit. You don't technically have to do the third one to go into the next area. But I just like the visual indicator of this one.
1,
So hopefully by doing the fast fight on the Centaur, that will correct things in the future. So we need them to go a very specific way for us. We're gonna go ahead and save one more time here.
1, 2.
Again, our goal is to reach the tower, because that's the point where we respawn without any big issues. Oh, I hit pause slightly too slow. Okay, the game is not going to be merciful to us. That's fine, chat. I just need to tumble, save, tumble, save, tumble, save, tumble, save, tumble. Listen, chat, we're gonna brute force it again. Like there, we made a decent amount of progress. Actually, if I can use this thing, this would help us out a lot. Did it? I did not realize it could kill you while you're in the animation to use the tower. That kind of sucks. That's actually kind of obnoxious, chat. Why is that a thing?
Here goes.
There we go. I would like to make progress a little faster, so I'm gonna light this one. Which again, will give us like almost all the way. Oh, actually, it does take us to the next area. That's kind of nice. We're in a safety save.
Here goes.
Oh, that almost struck us again. Okay, this time that went much smoother. I got it in almost one try. Almost. Again, normally this just lets us touch this, which is excellent because this is where we can respawn. We're going to try to take advantage by spawning as far over as we can here. That's okay. Not a big deal. We've already saved while we're out there. We just need to get one tumble distance and save every single time, and we will brute force it one more time. Now, getting the consistent menuing is going to be the tricky part. I think as I pressed the wrong button there, I got out of rhythm. Ooh, there we go. Okay, that went much faster than the first time we attempted that, which is good. So again, I just have to make sure that we progress the plot. You know what, chat? I'm gonna try sleeping at the tent. I wonder if it because I didn't sleep at the tent, the game got confused. Now that I think about it, I think when I did the playthrough, I did witness the falling asleep memory. So I'm gonna try that one more time, chat. We're gonna assume that that was the issue on this particular replay. So we've showcased teleporting around. We've used the memory to swap from player 1 and player 2 back and forth to go to the left. I don't think we really need to use the third player swap to go to the right. We use the pause buffer strats to ignore those lightning strikes. We skipped a few of the stations, and obviously we skipped that entire dungeon. So things are going pretty well there, at least. So at this point in the game, we were supposed to have gone back with Ozma and Karna. We're supposed to find, like, their villain counterparts. We're supposed to learn more about the Spartas. We're supposed to have met Adol. We're supposed to have an introduction to Kalilica. But listen, we don't have time for that. We're just doing exploits. It's fine. Okay, because this happened last time too. So I want to see if it's just because I chose not to rest here that the game acted weird. So let's just double check. Because again, I need a cutscene to trigger when we're in town. So let's inspect. So I'm hoping this is all we need to do. And I believe we have to go south from here. We learned last time. And if we don't get sucked into a cutscene for one reason or another, we're gonna go inspect the town. So basically, we need to get into a fight in the back half of town, but we also need to recruit Frida. So the moment we get Frida, we are basically home free, because the rest of the exploits are just really easy in comparison. I mean, chat, we're not really... We don't actually solve any of their problems. They'll just work themselves out, chat. We don't have to worry about what they're doing. I mean, just by getting to the end of the game, it'll just kind of, you know, resolve itself, I guess, more or less. So I'm hoping... Oh, this is not quite where I want to go, but I could touch that now if I want. So now we're trying to find the... Well, we're trying to find another party member, but we're trying to learn more about the secrets of the masks that we totally definitely saw in the dungeons we totally definitely played. So we're going to make sure to touch this save point to save us a little bit of time. Oh, yeah, see, there we go. See, chat, we didn't get this cutscene last time. So that's a really, really good sign. I think we fixed it, chat. Remember that, chat? We did not get any of this last time, so I think we needed to go to the tent. So we're gonna meet Frida here. Excellent, chat. We are in business. So Frida here will just say that Dural's from this village. Whatever, we don't really care. What we really care about is the fact that she is a monster in combat. So normally we go to each of the villagers and we learn more about the town and, you know, what the purpose of this place is, and we see a very suspicious empty building. But instead we're gonna meet with the mayor, who also just looks like a really, really evil villain. I feel like they wasted his face there. So now we're gonna learn about the counterpart. So there's two, well, at this point we only know there's one mask. So we know the Mask of the Sun is really powerful and is allowed to access the Akashic records. And Lisa here will try to take it away because she doesn't want bad people to take it. But she's so bad at her job that because she tries to take the mask, of course the bad guys get it. Now the game is giving us one mercy, chat. We are here with level 15 people, which we should absolutely not be at, by the way. And we will want to have our best party members in here. So I think Kalilica does more damage than Durin. So we're going to hopefully do as much as we can. We know Frida is absolutely broken, just as we play through the normal playthrough. But the fact that she is level 30, she's going to hard carry us, chat. She's going to hard carry us to the rest of this game. So there we go. We are in business. Now I have to actually beat this boss, which will be fun. Did he just... Did he actually legit miss me? Hold on a second. Okay, chat, here's what I'm gonna do. I only really want one or two different moves. I'm gonna make sure we have our strength up assigned to a button.
So sorry.
I'll turn you to ice.
That's not what I wanted to have happen, and it missed.
There.
Unfortunate. I was trying to strength up, but I think I let go too early or something.
Now. Try it. Please get out of the way.
Let's try this again, chat. It's fine. We'll take the handicap.
So sorry.
I'll just flash guard the boss to death. It's fine.
Is that all you got?
Oop, I wasn't sure how many times I had to press that, but we got through it.
Please stay out of my way.
Ooh, her 40 skill does a lot of damage to the
Get out of
boss.
the way. Excuse me.
So this is going marvelously. Oh, all the dodges. And we just beat that boss. Okay. Look at that, chat. Look at their levels. They're trying so hard to catch up to us. They're trying so hard, chat.
No. Goodness.
So anyway, the mask is going to be stolen. Yada, 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 main villain, yada, yada. It's fine.
You.
The game is really struggling to do the triple speed skip, but that's fine. So we basically just kind of go, wow, Lisa, you're kind of useless, and she kind of goes off on her own for a while. We don't really need to worry about her at all.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
Away she goes, chat. So now we have the best party member in the game. We'll be playing as her pretty much the rest of the time. Now, we need to set up a certain exploit again. So as I said before, if we leave the boss fight in an unusual state, like we did the B-boss, we guard blocked to get out of the boss room, and allowed us to kind of do like an instant boss battle. We could use that to force any boss battle to happen again, including forced fights. We showcased that earlier with the soldiers at the beginning of the B entrance, if we did not take that teleport out there, we'd actually refight them, even though we already beat that boss. So I guess if you're looking to power level, you could just use the B fight to repeatedly do battles. However, we're missing one real important component for our speedrunning sake, and that is we need to get the Golden Wing, because the Golden Wing will let us teleport anywhere. So, like, right now, we are soft-locked, quote-unquote, because we can't go back to other areas. And the Golden Wing will let us get around it. Now, the problem is with that is the Golden Wing we normally acquire by going through the tower, clearing the tower, and then viewing all the events thereafter. We don't have time for that, chat. We're just looking to beat the game from the Hornet boss in one session. So we don't have time for that. So instead what we're going to do is that we can take advantage of the fact that we didn't beat the tower. And remember, every time we died due to the lightning strikes, it spawned us at the beginning of that other place. Well, the game will get confused again because the game thinks you're still in a boss battle. So when we go back to the original town, I think it was, what was it, Highland, chat? What was the name of that town? When we go back to that town, it'll trigger a boss fight there, which we normally wouldn't see. But it's okay. We'll get to see it because we chose to, chat. You know what? We'll get a safety item here, chat. Let's just get some armor. Just slightly better than what we're using. Hey, Adol. Do you mind having more defense? I'd feel a little better if you had more defense. So anyway, I'm looking to do two different things here. One, I want to travel so that I find the tent that is in this area. I'm going to make sure that we collect that waypoint, because I need to be able to teleport there later to save some time. I also need to find another boss that we can die in, and if chat remembers, there's the Frog Inn all the way to the east. We want to go say hi to the Frog Inn. Oh, I kind of remember where we are now. I think I have to go up. So I'm essentially just looking for the tent, which I believe is over this way somewhere. Actually, it might be here. I'm second-guessing myself now. Ooh, forgetting the map. I know there's a chest over here. Is this chest actually worth taking? Let's find out, chat. Oh, get rare items easier. No, this isn't really necessary for the exploit. Not necessary. So we're gonna ignore all of that again. So I believe I have to use the frost here. Oh, the enemy stopped me from using my action. One thing I don't like in the game is that when an enemy is too close, it doesn't let you use your action skill. So enemies like that will just stop us from advancing in the dungeon. So I tried using the Seal Fissure with her ice magic, but it decided item menu is what you wanted at that time. It's not quite what we wanted, chat. So again, I'm looking for two different exits to this place. We will not be able to take one of the exits yet, which is fine. We don't care that we can or cannot take the exit yet. It's more that we just touch the waypoint. That's all that matters. Now that we're back on track, let us do little hop skips over here. And I believe this should take us to the next area. Excellent. So I can view this later if I really want to. I don't believe this is actually mandatory to take, because we don't really have any more plot to do in the game. But what I want to make sure that we do 100% is we exit this area. There should be... Oh. Well, I guess I could view the events just for that, chat. Whatever, that's not a big deal. Anyway, that's about all we're going to see of Adol for the rest of the game. I hope you enjoyed his cameo appearance, chat. So I want to make sure I touch this. So the way to progress is I eventually have to get an item called the Beast Claws, which will destroy the coral there. And we'll be using that to go a little faster than our little stubby roll. And by doing that, I could just teleport there later. So that saves us the walk. Now what I need to do is I need to go to the east. Now, funny enough, I actually don't want to beat the boss. I do actually want to die to this boss. And if everything is set up correctly, it should put us back at the tower. If we do not teleport back to the tower, something has gone wrong. But we fortunately have touched a lot of waypoints, so it shouldn't be too big of a walk. There's what was it, chat? El Duke. There's the capital city, El Duke. We'll see that very briefly later on. It might be a bit shorter of a trip than maybe the chat remembers. So again, we're trying to use the dash through. Oh, I'm actually getting the fast dash. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that happened, chat. I'm proud of myself there. I had a nice rhythm going. So we're gonna go ahead and take that save point because we're coming up to the frogs in fight, which normally is not a hard battle. Oh, we have a puzzle first. Let's clear these enemies. We'll do the puzzle. God, I think this is the only puzzle we actually have to do every time. I don't think there's a way to skip this puzzle. So anyway, it just wants you to way down the pedestal. We don't really need to see the text. It's fine. We got this in one try last time too. So we just put these 3 objects there, and that is good enough. Easy puzzle. So Frida is very good at this boss. However, we need to die, so we need to probably unequip ourselves. Let's go ahead and do that now. Just for the sake of time, they just need to have no armor on. And what we're also going to do to ensure that we die faster is we're going to equip the Dwarf Bracelet, which will make us take more damage. We're going to do a little tumble here and there. Again, we're looking to exit this fight in an unusual way. So hopefully they kill us very quickly and will not waste our time. That's a good sign. Oh, they were still alive. I didn't realize that. Now, normally, chat, when you die to a boss, you get a retry mechanic. But because we didn't beat the tower, it thinks because we died, the only thing that could kill us is the tower, because we were in a special area. The game's a little confused, chat. It's a little confused. So we're gonna fix the timeline. So it thinks we died to the tower. We have Frida, who should not be available at this point in the game, and it thinks we should be in a boss fight. So if chat remembers, oh, first one thing we need to make sure is I need to make sure we optimize our equipment. Oh, why isn't that button working? Weird. I mean, I'll do it manually. I don't really care. But now we are ready to do some serious damage. So let's just make sure our equipment is all set. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Actually, SP consumption down. So now, because it thinks we're in a boss fight, and there is a scripted boss fight in the town, we'll just immediately get sucked into a battle. Don't worry, chat, there's no context. We're in a boss battle. We just have to accept it, chat. So what I want to do, just because it's funny, is I want to make sure that we stand in a very specific position, because this character does not exist as of this point in the town. So if we end our fight like over here-ish, let's just say over here, we should still see her in the cutscene. We'll make her face away though. So we just see Frida staring off. She's like, "Ooh, what a pretty sight." Meanwhile, the villains come in. Frida's just like, "Yeah, that's where I live. I'm in the corner." So now the enemy takes care of the tower for us. It turns off all the lightning. We get the big reveal of the big bads, so we briefly get to see all the villains. And I think this is the last time we'll see any of them, chat. And now he's sending a message via the fairy that we met earlier to go tell them that we're coming to the other village. So we went backwards in the timeline. And now because we're here, Griselda will give us an item, which is the golden wing, which is exactly what I want.
Yes.
There we go. I'm sorry, the town elder will give it to us because he trusts us now. So because he trusts us now, we can go ahead and use the map, and we are finally graced with the ability to go anywhere that we want. So we eventually want to go here to the Forest of Spores, but we're going to go back here to fight the frog boss because we need his item to continue. I mean, Frida was having a good time, chat. I wasn't going to interrupt her there. So technically what I should probably do is use the SP consumption on her. Let's do that, actually. She doesn't need more health. I need more spin to win. So I'm just going to do things to hopefully make things a bit easier. So we already saw there is a really silly, dumb way to kill this boss with Frida. And because we are so hilariously underleveled, basically anytime we get into a fight, we have a really high chance of learning skills. And because of that, it'll constantly refill our magic meter.
We need to accept our limits.
We need to accept our limits, chat. So we're gonna go ahead and skip this. So this boss has a really silly loop. I think it's intentional, but it's still kind of weird that it's there. So basically, every time it starts to fall over, you could just do the spin to win again. Now the problem is that the frogs could randomly grab you, and that messes up the spin to win. So there's the spin to win. So we got exactly what we wanted. Look at the spin to win, chat. Look at it.
I'll turn you to ice. Smash to pieces.
Oh, we got a new skill. That went pretty well, chat. Did you like that little loop? It's too easy. It's what she says. I love that loop, chat. That's the best. So now we got the Beast King Claw, which will allow us to progress. Which is good. We need it to progress. So it's going to briefly tell us how to use it. We're going to be using this for the remainder of the little glitch preview. So we're missing just some of the items the game thinks that we should have. But that's fine. We could just make do with what we have here. So we can't get that treasure chest because it's underwater. Oh, did I not equip it or something? Oh, maybe because I'm inside. So we're going to take the healing potions here just as a backup. So we got 3 of each of the big healing potions as well as 3 of the minor ones. So let's go ahead and use our golden angel wings to go to the Forest of Spores and save us that big walk distance. And we're going to be hearing a lot of the sound effect, chat. Hope you enjoy it. So our goal is to get to the other boss. I'm actually not sure if we can skip the other boss. I think we can, without any repercussions. So you know what? We'll show a boss skip. We'll do all the possible exploits that I know of. How about that, chat? We'll skip another boss, other than just literally bypassing half of the story. So now we're pretty far into the game. We're supposed to have all party members. We're supposed to be... maybe late 30s, early 40s. Maybe. Our party is level... Oh, they're 31. They caught up a lot, actually. It's kind of surprising. So not too bad. It seems like there's a big amount of rubber banding if you're lower level, so that's good to know. So we're just going to keep on saving. So there is a boss that is normally up here. It has no story connected to it. Our goal is to not fight this boss. I took like one step too far. Hold on, chat. We're not spending the time to fight this boss. That's not worth our time. I actually had the perfect distance and I got greedy. Huh? Oh, did I save like literally right at the border? Oh, I actually saved... Okay, I saved at a very weird spot. One moment. My apologies, chat. Okay, so I need to turn around. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to view memories, because this just resets the party position, and then we're going to swap Lilica with Frida, because she's our second party member, and we need to go upwards. And we're going to keep doing this until we see something weird happen with the memory screen. So far, this is pretty normal. Can't really tell what's happening. Oh, there we go. We got the boss battle in the menu. Just not supposed to happen. But we're going to ignore that. We're going to keep going forward. There's Mustrum. So basically, as long as we keep doing this over and over and over again, we should eventually get by the trigger. So we'll know it worked because when I do the memories, we won't see the boss battle anymore. So just ever so slowly, we're going up and to the left. Hopefully we did not hit the wall there. I will feel very sad if we did hit the wall. As if so, I need to reposition myself. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then I'll try to course correct it. So we could kind of like ping pong between the two different walls. Yeah, I think we got stuck on the wall, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's fine. We'll try to correct it when we're here. So let's go to Adol. Adol will make us go to the right slightly, which is fine. Lilica actually getting used, how bizarre. It's true, I did kind of neglect her in our other playthrough. I don't know, I wasn't really feeling her. So we'll try this a couple times. So unfortunately, I think I just started too far to the... I think I started too far to the left. Like, I was too centered. So I need to start more to the right next time. So hopefully this will get us back into the center of the room. Ooh. Okay, we skipped the boss. There we go, chat. That was Mustrum. Have a round of applause for Mustrum, chat. So we're just gonna go ahead. The game wants us to view these memories. We don't have time for that. We don't care. We're gonna view the cutscenes. So now we're in the ancient battlefield. And normally from here, we go to places like the capital city, El Duke, and then we have to learn we have to go up to a volcano, or excuse me, we have to go to a mountain across from a volcano, and then we have to go to a lake ruins, and we basically have to put together another mask to defeat the sun mask that we accidentally let fall into enemy hands. But that sounds like too much effort. I don't think we should do that, chat. So instead of doing that, we're gonna go out of bounds yet again. Our favorite exploit. So we're gonna go ahead and touch this save point here. Not that I think we super need it or anything. And normally this monster is not able to be defeated unless we have a very specific weapon and high stats, but we're not here to defeat him.
Strong. Stay alert.
I need him to do a specific attack though, not that one. Okay, so I need him to do the laser attack again. He is not cooperating. Stop it. Come on. No, stop that. Flash guarded too late. That's unfortunate. It's okay, chat. Well, this one will take a couple tries. This one I feel is harder than the one on the inside. I need to be standing like a certain distance to bait him into it.
Stay alert.
But he's being kind of mean to us.
Guys, this is all that matters, you know.
Oh, we almost got it. I didn't tumble though. So close.
That all you got? Now!
Stop that. Oh no, who is Freeze?
Out of their way.
I need them to not do that. I did not know you could dash in the air like that. You know what, that's fine. You know what, chat? The more you learn, apparently you could just rapid dash in the air for some reason. So anyway, this is a dungeon that will kill us basically instantly. So ultimately what we need to do is we need to get to the other side of this room, because the other side of the room is the end point. Now, the downside to this is that we are hilariously underleveled, so everything will kill us very quickly. But it's fine. We're gonna do our best to kind of dash through. Gold is kind of meaningless at this point. It's more like, if I feel like I need more healing items, I'll buy it. But we got past probably one of the harder parts already, so we should be good there. Now, we want to be on the lookout for one item in particular, which I think is not here, but in the next area. So there, normally, every time you go to a dungeon, there's a way you can unlock new items. Seriously? I guess I'm not getting that chest. That's a shame. So, if we haven't been collecting items for a while, the game will pity give you things like weapons and armor. I think there was something useful in that chest. There is one chest in particular I do not want to miss because it is a weapon for Adol. And for those of you that are not aware, Adol has to do the final boss fight alone. So if you don't give him a good weapon, even if you do all these exploits, you are not able to beat him. So we 100% need that weapon before we leave this dungeon. We got another save point there, which is kind of nice.
Strong. Stay alert.
Don't think that will actually help us. I don't 100% remember the treasure chest here. I know Adol's weapon, we have to kind of go like to the upper right and then down some stairs. So I don't think we've missed it yet. And even if we have, it's not a big dungeon. Now, one other really nasty gimmick with this dungeon is that normally, this is actually an escort dungeon. Lisa will want to go deal with her summon that's slightly out of control. And she'll walk really slowly behind us the entire time, but we don't need to do that at all.
This one might be too strong.
Leave it to me.
Leave everything to me. Too easy. Hurricane.
So this enemy is blocking us from getting the item. This thing needs to die. So that red chest there is what Adol has.
Smash to pieces.
It's good. We finished the enemy. Adol just got his weapon upgrade, chat. We'll be switching to Adol for probably the rest of the playthrough. I will not get to see what is in those other chests, unfortunately, but we got what we needed. So Adol went from using some 67 blade to something that puts him at almost 297, which is a little higher than Frida, but he also attacks faster than Frida. So unless we're using a extra skill, he'll generally just do more damage. So we got the only item we really needed from this. And the last thing that we need to do is we need to go all the way to the end, because we'll get access to a save point. So this dungeon is pretty big normally, as you can see. Actually, these enemies are being mean and stopping me from getting further in. We unlocked Circular Slash. I actually want to equip that to one of our skills. I don't really want Stun Raid, actually. So we're gonna get Tiny to get in through here. So we actually don't need any other items to beat the game. We've collected everything needed to beat the game. Chad, I just want you to know. Those 2 relics and that 1 sword that Adol picked up, those are the only mandatory items. Like, otherwise you just can't do damage to the final boss. Hey, maybe the final boss will actually be hard. Also, I think I went the wrong way. But we'll just see what's down this path anyway. Don't worry, chat. I always get the 50-50 wrong. Oh, it's the lock picking. I guess we get to see Tiny Durin. I do love that this is a thing. Pick that chest, Durin. Oh, we got a Sunstone. I guess if we were doing the blacksmith quest, that would normally be a really great item. But we don't have time for that, chat. We're not going to do that. So let's tumble roll our way out of here. So I think I needed to take the southern of the 2 branches. Chat, this game is actually kind of fun to play through. Like, I know we just beat the game very recently, but like from a speedrunning standpoint, it's actually not too bad. I imagine if you get good at it, I mean, from what I've seen online, people have gotten way under in an hour, but I imagine like if I were to try this, even in a casual playthrough, I could probably get down to like an hour. Not like too much of a hassle. I won't go world record, obviously, but you know, I don't feel like it would take me too long to beat the game. I just have to remember to use that tent. I'm just gonna assume that's what went wrong, Cat. I did not use the tent before going into that city. Let's see if there's anything good in this chest. Oh, it's a weapon for Durin. Huh, that might actually be worth it. Whatever. We'll put in our most powered up party members, I suppose. Anyway, now we're just looking to exit the dungeon. Again, for speedrunning purposes, you probably wouldn't get that item for Durin, because Durin's not a really fun character to play, to be honest. But hey, we're gonna work with what we got. Let's stumble to the north. Those little ant things need us to have a certain sword in order to finish them off. But we'll be ignoring that. Fortunately, chat, we are almost all the way at the end of this dungeon. But it is going to make us work for it. So we're going to come into a big open room, I believe, right now. And that's guarded by yet another ancient enemy weapon thing. So if we're lucky, we get this in 1 try. Oh, we got it. I think we got it in 1 try. Oh, it's too far away. I got greedy.
I think I can hold it.
So I made a safety save just in case.
That all you got?
There we go. We got it in 2 tries. We skipped the door. We did not need to get the item needed to defeat that enemy. And the most important thing, chat, is we can tumble our way up here. And we'll see this really long, dramatic hallway. And from here, we now have everything we need to exploit the rest of the game. So because we can teleport anywhere, chat, we're gonna... Oop, we don't need to use that. I keep forgetting. We're gonna teleport, not to like any of the other towns, but chat, we need to go back to that B-boss. So where's the B-boss? Ancient Burrow Mid. Okay, let's have another meet and greet with the B-boss, chat. So when we come back here the second time, it doesn't matter which entrance we leave out of. So I think I'm just gonna try to leave off the one that we start in. So again, chat, we have still not beaten the B-boss. I mean, truly, this is the most invulnerable enemy of all time, because nothing can defeat it.
Let's get persevere for now.
Okay, I needed to do the tail swipe. I think I hit the ceiling. I didn't really mean to do. I'm like slightly too close. So this room's a little finicky in that you can't always out of bounds where you'd like to. So I was just slightly too close to the door. I think like here would be okay. He does it here.
Too easy.
I went through the floor. That's not quite what I wanted. We'll retry the B-Boss, chat. So I'm gonna walk a little further forward next time. See, B-Boss actually killed us, chat. Best boss. There we go. That's what I wanted to have happen. So if you remember what I was saying, chat, is the game wants us to complete a boss once we start a boss, and we can exit the boss battles in very weird ways. We use the lightning tower to get out of one of the boss fights with the frog in, and now we're using the hornet to go back here. So chat, normally you'd have to escort Lisa all the way here, but because the game is like, oh, you're in a boss battle, we just get straight into this boss. It's fine. This is definitely the order. Oh, he's doing a ton of damage. Hello.
Look at this.
So we have to be very careful. So hopefully we should trigger a lot of skill increases, because this boss is very high level compared to us. Oh, wow. We had that boss down there forever. Let's use the safety potion. So yeah, we're very underleveled for this boss, so we're not going to do a ton of damage. So I guess fighting that other boss might have sped it up, technically. Oh, what is it? Okay, so the way to interrupt this attack is just to strike it. Oh, our extra skill made us invincible there. That was convenient. So every time we defeat a limb, it interrupts its super attack, and now we've stunned it, I believe. See, this is where I need them to learn a skill. Well, hopefully we can do a chat. Oh, we got it. Okay, we got it. We went straight to 35 as well. So we got an impressive amount of levels, chat. Poor soul. So we're gonna skip all the plot for people that want to enjoy the game normally. We'll just give a vague overview. So we're repairing a mask. We got a mask. So we never actually teamed up with Lisa, which caused something else interesting to happen. So for those of you that are more familiar with the game, we'll be leaving this area. And actually, we need to go to a very specific point. I believe we could just go straight here. I believe I do not want to just walk out of this dungeon normally. So the capital city of El Duke is to the east of us. We need to go over there, and we need to get to a save point. So let's go over there. So that went fairly well, chat. I mean, we're like level 35. I think we were like mid-40s at this point in the game. So we are still very, very underleveled. Oops, that's not how we progress here. I missed a turn somewhere, but that's okay. We'll go back. So essentially, I'm just trying to get to the city of El Duke, where there's a little waypoint right before something major happens. And I want to touch that waypoint, chat. And then from there, chat, can you believe we're actually almost done with the game? I know, isn't East such a short game? Trying to remember. So we're gonna ignore this. Okay, so actually, I wanna retry from the save point. So I'm not sure if I have to do it before or after. So what we basically need to do is we need to enter that temple in a very specific way. So I have the save point here. So no matter what, we can't really like mess it up too badly from here. But essentially what we need to do is we have to go back to the B-Boss. I hope the chat loves the B-Boss. Because normally what happens is you have to go through the final dungeon there after you complete everything. And normally that takes quite a long amount of time to do. I would say like maybe 2.5 hours. You know, that's a lot of time to put into the game. I'm not sure if I really want to do that again. Ooh, I didn't go high enough jump on that one. So the trick with why we go in the air, I don't think I explained it yet in the video, is basically the boss will knock you upwards with this move. And for some reason, every time you flash guard, it keeps storing how much momentum you should have. Okay, I think that was successful. So when we repeatedly flash guard, it just accelerates how much it should be adding to our speed, but then it just keeps applying it over and 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 over again. The game gets really confused when that happens. So that's why we end up with a lot of vertical height, because normally that move is only supposed to just knock you up a little tiny bit in the air. But because you're flash guarding it, it has no idea what to do.
All right.
So I believe at this point, chat, we could just go straight to the final area. So again, normally we're not able to access this door, but because we didn't access this area by going through the southern route, we're gonna go ahead and put on the mask and we're in the final area. Look at that, chat. Look at that. Hey, chat. Oh, remember how we had a boss fight here? Not anymore, chat. So we're gonna be learning all sorts of skills. So we're now viewing the endgame cutscene.
Commander! Hey!
Honestly.
So chat, are you enjoying the end of the game? We skipped every dungeon. So now we have a crazy dash to the finish. We gotta go, chat. We can't fight anything here. Goodbye, enemies. Oh, that mash. Listen to that mash, chat. Oh, one last big mash for old time's sake. So we are climbing all the way to the top of the volcano, and for people that have not seen the game, they probably should not watch for the next like 10 minutes. But after that, feel free to rejoin. But let's go through here. And we are dashing our way through. It is a big winding spot. We have to dodge the flames. We have to look after the blocks. We have the Beast King Claw, so we can at least go through the rocks there, which isn't too bad. My thumb is a little tired from flashcard mashing, but fortunately my hand is also warmed up, so that's also good. So far I don't think I've dropped too many things, which saves us a lot of time there. And now we're at the final boss, chat. Oh, but because the one thing, chat, because Lisa never joined us in a dungeon, it thinks she should be in this dungeon, chat. So Lisa is just gonna be healing us constantly. Just by the way. So she's gonna be reviving us for the rest of the fight. You'll notice I'm injured now. She'll heal us on occasion. Poor Lisa.
Fool!
Poor Lisa. Ooh, he tried to super me there. I said no to him though. That's not what I wanted to do. He actually blocked me. Good for him.
Try this! No escape!
Oh, she healed us for 500. How nice of her, chat.
You waste your time.
You waste your time, chat. Try this. Oh, we went to heaven briefly. Not quite what I wanted to do. I think this is slightly faster than our spin.
Try this! No escape! All apart!
We're gonna block.
But still nothing in the face of a god!
We're out of there, chat. Chat, we just super during his super. That was so disrespectful. That was disrespectful.
This isn't happening. I can't be defeated.
I can't be defeated, chat. Well, I hope you enjoyed the end of the game. We just beat Ysy again. Oh, chat, what a ride. Did you enjoy that playthrough, chat? Took us like one retry on a major thing, but we got it in the end. So there we go, chat. We earned the credits. What a beautiful game, chat. Third time's the charm. It's true. So we're just gonna skip all this. We won't need to see any of this. Oh, don't worry. You can tell us all about clear data all you want, game. Why would I make a save file when we're level 35? No, thank you. I guess if you just wanted to very quickly beat the game and then play again at level 30-something, because Adol will just be level 30-something on the New Game Plus. I mean, it takes you like roughly an hour-ish. I mean, I had a big mistake in there, and it still took us like, what, under 2 hours with the big mistake? So yeah, you too could beat the game almost instantly. So are you sure you want to close the menu? Oh, I'm sure. Don't worry, Ys. So chat, those are all the exploits that I found either while we were playing or small weird things like the Frog Inn boss death that I did not know about was an example of one thing I'm very happy to have found out about. But I think we showcased just about everything. It's fantastic. So I think what we're going to do, chat, is we're going to switch up the format here. So I have a PDF open that comes with the game itself. It's hidden away in the game files, so just go ahead and if you download it on Steam, just go ahead and check out your game folders. You'll actually see one in there called, I think it's Adol's Traveler PDF or something along those lines. And there's a little extra content in there. So we'll give a final warm send-off to Ys Memories of Celceta. We've done basically everything. We went out of bounds in New Game Plus. We went out of bounds in the normal gameplay. And then we just did like a speed run where we beat the game in like an hour and a half-ish. It's, you know, pretty good for a first attempt. So I think that is that for now. Let me go ahead and prep the file. One moment, chat. I have to close the game. Sorry, Memories of Celceta. We are done with you for now, but let's switch over to a new format so you guys can see the PDF. One moment. It should pop up any moment now. Excellent, chat. So unfortunately, the browser window is not quite centered, but I think the chat gets the idea. So I'm just in the Adol's Travel PDF. We're just going to kind of skim through the contents. So we'll try to actually, let's just do page up, page down. That's a bit easier. We'll just kind of skim through. So this does give you a lot of different hints in case you are struggling with the game. It has a lot of lore with it. So I'm just going to read through some of the PDF itself, because I'm sure many people don't even know about this thing's existence. I think if you get the physical copy of the game, that it comes in a manual. So people that own the actual older versions of the game would have had this come with the game. But people that bought it on Steam will probably miss this altogether. They probably should have mentioned something somewhere in the game itself that the manual is there. I don't know. It just feels kind of weird. So chat, let's get reading. I'm gonna make sure I have my water, chat. This is gonna be a lot of reading. So let's see. Let's start with the top left. The Great Forest of Celceta, a massive expanse of woodland for which no map exists, located in the northeastern regions of Hispania. Filled with ferocious beasts and other hazards, few dare set foot within, and even fewer return alive to tell the tale. Though it is technically Roman territory, even the Roman army hesitates to journey inside. However, with an ongoing war against the Principality of Altago reaching its apex and rumors of the gold veins extending throughout the region, that may not be the case for much longer. The bottom right talks about the Roman Empire. The empire which rules most of the continent of Europe through its overwhelming military might, with the city of Rome at its center. Seeking to expand its territory even further, it is currently engaged in conflict with the African Principality of Altago, though the war effort is mired in a stalemate. Recently, it has been seeking to expand its power and influence beyond mere territorial ownership, researching ancient technology as a means of strengthening its dominance. So I just want to make sure that this actually scrolls to the next page properly. Okay, it does. Yeah, I'm not sure the PS4 version. You could probably check for it, but if nothing else, we now have it captured on stream. That way you can see the different photos. I think it's more front-loaded with the text. I think it's more images as you go throughout the game. Do not read the manual first, as we talked about before, as it will spoil every character, and I think basically every map, so don't do it. We'll start with the upper left in Kaznan. Kaznan is a Roman province located on the outskirts of the Great Forest. While its people initially resisted coming under Roman control, they were forced to surrender several years ago. Presided over by a string of governor-generals sent from Rome, and permitted neither autonomy nor diplomatic rights, Kaznan's inhabitants feel a significant resentment towards their oppressors, a sentiment which seems to increase with each successive governor-general. You know what, Chad? I don't think we really got that when we played this game. Did you really feel like the people were oppressed in the starting town? I don't know. I didn't really get a sense of that when we were there. I mean, I got the idea that they didn't like the Roman army, but I don't feel like the word oppressed would really come to mind there. I don't know, maybe the chat has a different opinion towards it. Now, the upper right is the Kingdom of Celceta. Several residents of the forest recount old legends of an ancient kingdom that once stretched to all corners of Celceta. Remnants of this kingdom can still be found in ruins scattered across the land. Among them, statues of a winged god. What happened to it, however, remains a mystery. Some say it sank into the Sea of Trees overnight, many centuries ago. And we have a little blurb on Komodo, a small village built around and on a large tree located in the Great Forest. Despite the harsh woodland environment, the villagers of Komodo live in a relative peace, subsisting largely on food collected through hunting and foraging, gathering only as much as they actually need to survive. They have a unique custom of hanging masks on the walls of their homes to ward off evil. Okay, I mean, that kind of matches what we saw before. Now we see a little more about Selray. Another small village built atop a large river that runs through the Great Forest, using the rapids as a form of natural defense against the ferocious beasts that dwell nearby. Most of Selray's food comes from fishing, which is only possible thanks to the sacred beasts known as Spartas, and has a little blurb on Spartas. They are dragon-like creatures that have been roaming these lands for centuries, with bodies adaptable both to land and to water, as well as affable dispositions that make them relatively easy to tame. The Spartas have become an important part of life for the residents of Selray, allowing for bountiful fishing even in its river's turbulent waters. As a result, these amenable creatures have come to be thought of as holy beasts, are protected and cared for by Selray's young tribal chief Ozma. So this would have been like spoiler central. We started the game with this, chat. Let's see, the Primeval Lands. The western side of the Great Forest across the Algon River is regarded by most residents of Celceta merely as the Primeval Lands. Because of the river's unusually strong rapids, strong enough that not even a Sparta can make it across safely, no one has ever successfully managed to set foot within them, and a thick mist blocks any view of what might be found there. We can see the lightning tower in the distance, chat. It tells you everything. It's like the anti-Ozma. Definitely, chat. Okay, so now we're getting the character bios. Myself and the people I've come to know here. Well, I hope Adol would know himself. Adol Christian describes himself as a young man who constantly seeks the wonders of new lands. He intends to write many, many volumes of travelogues during the journeys, aka more games, leaving behind a legacy of discovery for future generations to discuss. And there's like some kind of addendum in red to the right. It says, this journal was found, waterlogged, and half buried, far from where I awoke, and under the most bizarre of circumstances. I don't remember anything other than my name. I'm currently accompanying Durin and several others on a new adventure to help reaffirm my identity and determine exactly what caused this sudden amnesia. Based on how many people recognize me thus far and what they're claiming I've done, it seems I've been rather busy these few weeks. So this, I guess, is supposed to be literally his travel logs. Like, both before and after the game. So let's see, we're going to start with Durin. Durin is an information dealer I encountered at a bar in Kaznan. He's an extremely kind-hearted man, though he'd never admit to it. Or excuse me, he'd never admit it. He can't bring himself to walk away from someone in need, making him the ideal, unwitting travel companion. Then it says in red, he claims to have met me before, though obviously I have no recollection of this. Arna is described as a cheerful, honest young girl who lives in the treetop village of Komodo within the Great Forest. Extremely skilled huntress, she puts most of the other hunters in the village to shame with her accuracy and skill. Her weapon of choice is the throwing knife, though she has an unfortunate habit of throwing first and asking questions later. Oh, he doesn't have any comments about that, apparently. So many burned villages. Oh boy. So now up next we have Ozma, a resident of the riverside village of Selray within the Great Forest. The sole member of an ancient tribe tasked with caring for the sacred beast known as Spartas. Despite his young age, he acts as a village leader and has managed to uphold its peaceful ways for as long as he's been in charge. He's reliable and well respected, but many act with uncharacteristic acrimony if anyone dear to him is insulted in any way. There we go, chat. I got through it. Now we have Kalilika, whose name I finally remembered, but it's too late. We're at the end of the game. Ozma of the tribe with typed lips. I mean, chat, just think about how many misunderstandings would have been fixed by Ozma's family just deciding to tell him more, and how much Ozma could have saved time by telling us things. So Kalilika is described as an energetic, curious young girl who is mature beyond her years in many regards. She harbors something of a complex about her age and youthful appearance, and is constantly seeking to be recognized as an adult by those around her. Looks up to Lisa as an older sister and will stop at nothing to be of assistance to her. I guess we kind of saw that. I feel like those past couple bios were pretty accurate. Hey, chat, it's characters we didn't really see that often. Lisa is described as a polite, well-mannered young girl who lives in the same village as Kalilika. She's kind-hearted and considerate to those around her, but nonetheless has a strong sense of determination and duty. Will occasionally act rashly to protect the people she holds dear. Adol is described as lives alone in a giant tower protected by endless lightning storms. Seems I did meet him previously before losing my memories, but the circumstances of that encounter and the details of what we discussed are known only to Adol himself. Yeah, the game would have been much faster if Durin also told us from the beginning more information. You're very right about that, Chris, actually. Yeah, they didn't care about Frida. So Frida is described as an intelligent and slightly mysterious warrior from an equally mysterious village deep within the forest. Frida fights using a halberd and is usually accompanied by her homunculus partner, Nina. She has a pleasant disposition, projects an air of wisdom, but also seems as if she knows more than she lets on. I guess technically we didn't meet her in the past. That's why some of these characters only have the amendments, or we didn't have a journal entry for Deal due to the incident happening. But apparently we knew about most of these characters before, because these aren't addendums, I guess. So now we're just taking a look at Gruda, a soldier sent to Celceta to unify the Roman and Celcetan armies and offer support to Governor General Griselda. He acts pleasantly toward me, but his true motivations and background are shrouded in mystery, even to Kazan's finest information dealers. Up next, we have Bami, a magician I encountered while exploring the Great Forest. That we totally saw. Definitely, chat, we definitely saw this character. Bami appears to be an ally to the goddess. Just what it is the two of them are doing in the forest, however, is information with which neither will soon part. Then we have Gaddis with his ridiculous, massive weapon arm. Gaddis is a burly man. I encountered him while exploring the Great Forest. Calling himself a beast tamer, he is vulgar and aggressive, using the beasts he tamed to do his bidding and slaughter all those who stand in his way. Up next, we are looking at Leo, formerly a renowned and decorated general in Rome. Leo is currently a commander in the Celcetan army, though his reasons for being in Celceta are unknown. He dreams of one day returning to his homeland in a blaze of glory. As a result of his extremely proud personality, he loathes all who stand out more than he, leading him to regard me as a rival and attempt to outdo me at every turn. I was going to say, tame is an interesting word to use with Gaddis, because he was kind of against that to some extent, but I guess he was also talking about ruling through fear. I don't know. I feel like he was complaining that we tamed the beasts. I feel like that was more his motivation, so I just feel like that was a weird word choice, but I guess it is what it is. Now, they have entries for Sancho and Panza for some reason. Commander Leo's subordinates, seemingly not very capable soldiers, but they do remain loyal despite all they've been forced to put up with. Actually, I thought we only met Leo after we blacked out. I feel like some of this text should be read. Like, I don't think we met any of these characters before then, unless we then... I don't know. I feel like if they were trying to keep it like red is future Adol and black was past Adol, I feel like this got a little muddled here. Griselda is described as the current governor general of Celceta. Dignified and kind, she quickly began to win popularity among the people of Kazdan by working to improve the public services of the region, something previous governor generals had largely neglected to do. So the rest of these are mostly just little tips and tricks. I'll leave it up on the screen for those of you that want to kind of go back and watch the VOD and pause it. But I feel like most of these are not too crazy. They're just going to teach us some basic mechanics of the game. So it just tells us some basic things like quest boards are how you get quests. Here's all the status ailments. This is how you heal. We'll kind of skip through some of this. And we have a section here on the commerce and industry, buying, selling, exchanging. We actually didn't really do too much exchanging throughout the course of the game, chat. I feel like, honestly, like we did trade up for gold ore, like in that picture there. But I don't really feel like most of it was necessary. Again, for like a casual playthrough, it was nice to give healing to the armor of our allies so we don't have to constantly use potions. And it was nice to get some life steal, as that let us play on a much higher difficulty without needing to rely off of items necessarily. But if we're talking from a pure cost perspective, I think it's actually cheaper just to buy potions than it is to get things that life steal. That's just kind of a sad truth of the game. But for casual playthrough, I did enjoy the weapon upgrades. So here it's describing the different functions of the reinforcing. So I guess we could see if there's anything we didn't really take advantage of. I guess I never really put too many points into SP boost, because that was a big issue where I just kept running out of the equivalence of magic / SP as we fought along. But I feel like when Karna ended up getting 5 or 6 by the end of the game, I feel like that did actually make a big difference to us. And as for the armor reinforcements, I feel like none of these are really all that interesting other than maybe evasion, and we already talked about healing. It does like to do that on occasion. So here it tells us exactly what every single item does. So I guess if we didn't want to go through the menus to figure out what things added to what, this is pretty good. So we were taking advantage of the Curse Blade along the bottom here. And we can find that in the final area where we ended up, quote-unquote, escorting Lisa through the game. And that was definitely one of the best drops in the game. So honestly, if you're going to grind, I'd probably just do a couple of those, because you only really need 2 of those to max out everything. You'd max crit and heal, which is pretty good. We're going to continue onwards for now. This one's just talking about the refining mechanic. Again, I feel like we didn't really make too much use of this. I mean, I think the only one that might be useful if you're playing in a casual playthrough, before the Cursed Blade, it's kind of easy to get Sapphire. So we could have been using the Bluestone plus 3 coal combination in order to get more lifesteal earlier. And it also allows us to get the freeze attribute. So actually it double dips into 2 of the more powerful things I think you can add to weapons and armor. Crafting. Oh boy, it actually has the items needed as well as the price of every single item here, chat. I'm curious, can I zoom it in slightly? Because this is kind of... That's too small. I'm just curious, chat. I could probably blow this up a little bit for you. Just briefly. Yes, the problem is I think the PDF is cut off. One moment, chat. We'll just make it bigger. There we go. I can see a little more. Just let it expand, chat. It's kind of close. You don't need to see the far side. The only downside with the zoom is that I wish I had something that customized it a little more. That's fine. We'll leave it at like 125 for now. Actually, was the other zoom better? Actual size is too... Oh, that's a little better. It's like only slightly cut off on one side. I think I can live with that. That's not too bad. I think the chat gets the point of it. Might even be able to extend it just a touch more. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. You missed the bottom of the page number, but that's fine. So this one's just talking about unleashing. So this is the different ways we can power up the artifacts. Honestly, I feel like none of these were really interesting, honestly, throughout the game, chat. It just, I don't know. They were okay. They were okay. Actually, let me touch this thing. There we go. You don't need to see what page we're on. Let's do something like perfect. We'll do on-the-fly adjustment, chat, so you can see the PDF. I figure you appreciate it being a little larger. You don't really need to see the page count. So this one's just talking about synthesizing. I mean, I did like the life elixirs. If you're playing casually, I mean, it was nice to get the life power and guard elixirs. I feel like everything else was just kind of optional. Unfortunately, the Kaiser potion needed a rotoleaf, which is like, why would I want to get an item that heals me 2,000 when I can instead get an item that increases my health by 100? I just feel like it should have used something different other than rotoleaf. So I feel like because it did that, it really missed out on its usage, which is kind of a shame. Now we're just taking a look at materials. This one is just more of the same. It actually shows you how to get every single item in the game, so I guess that's kind of useful. In case you're looking for something more specific here, it tells you how to buy, trade, harvest, as well as like what monsters drop it. Also even has the name of the quests that give you the drop. That's kind of interesting. So here, we're just going to skim through this. It just looks like different plant materials. Actually, chat, we really did not use lumber at all in our playthrough. That was kind of a disappointing item. Here, there's some of the beast materials. I feel like Beast Fang was a pretty good early one if you really, really, really needed to upgrade. I think the shells were kind of nice to get some minor bonuses. But again, the way the game works is it's better to just upgrade in as few items as possible, or to do like your weakest upgrade item first, then your more powerful item to upgrade second, because then it won't cost as much on the second one. Yeah, I was saying this journal spoils like everything. Like I'm not even kidding. That's why I didn't want to open this before we beat the game. We barely use Strange Mass. Honestly, I feel like that was one of the ones where if we really needed to get the gems more often, this would have been nice to have, but honestly, we barely used it. So here you go, chat. If you could not figure out where certain things were, this game marks out every single waypoint. In case you're curious how many waypoints there are in the game. This is what I was talking about before when I said like we were near the end of the game, because I could see where the waypoints were during our normal playthrough, because I accidentally went to this map. I love how in the parentheses it just says still mostly uncharted. Like, no, Adol, we mapped 100% of this map. Don't lie to me. So it looks like he gives little descriptions of each of the areas. I like that he even talks about some of the people he meets. So I'll just briefly read the description of each of the areas. I don't think I'll read the red text necessarily. So, frontier city of Kaznin. I awakened to this bustling city on the edge of the great forest with no memory of who I am nor what I'm doing here. Fortunately, it's not long before I'm approached by Durin, an information dealer who claims to know me. I learned little of my purpose in this land, but it seems as if I recently set out on an expedition to the forest itself. What could I have been looking for, I wonder? Wow, and this tells you how to beat every single quest, as well as if a quest expires. That's actually kind of crazy. It just gives you everything, chat. Like, wow. I've never had a manual tell me how to beat every quest. Have you, chat? Have you just seen a manual just go, here's every side quest you'll ever see, the reward, and what is required for it? So anyway, it looks like we even have some little tips on some of the dungeons. So the Kaznia mine is described with, I have scarcely a single moment to consider my past before I learned that some of the local workers have gotten themselves trapped in the nearby Kaznia mine. After uncovering a chamber full of monsters, every fiber of my being is telling me to go help them. But why? I feel like "but why" is a great question for Adol, to be honest, chat. It's then that I see a bright light conspicuously hovering above the ground. Curious, I touch it, and a few select memories come back to me. I'm a swordsman, it seems, and I seek adventure. With Durin reluctantly offering me his assistance, I set forth into the depths of the mine. I must help rescue these trapped miners. It's definitely a strategy guide. I mean, like, chat, it even has, like, the percentage drops of the ore. Like, come on. I have never just seen this in a regular manual. Never. Never have I ever, chat. So, I'm gonna be honest, chat, in terms of difficulty, I feel like beating the first boss of the game was probably one of the 3 hardest bosses we fought in the other playthrough. I don't think another boss has really caused me to game over like the first boss of the game did. Just thinking about it. Like, just think of, like, the whole last half of the game. Did I even die to a boss after, like, the halfway point? I don't think I did. Or at least if I died, I didn't, like, game over from it. But definitely this first boss was a gatekeeper. I feel like if you could get past this boss, chat, you could beat basically every boss in the game. Oh, there's the boss we were talking about, Aldo Voss. Do you see what I mean, though, chat? Like, this would have been ultra spoiler. Look, it even gives you tips on how to beat the boss. Like, we get its stats, its level. It's madness, chat. Let's read about the Kazan outskirts. I wasn't trying to show up the Roman army officials stationed in Kazan, but it seems I did. Fortunately, the Governor General Griselda is less offended than impressed, and is elected to hire me, and Durin as well, to help map the uncharted expanses of the Great Forest. This should be a perfect opportunity to search for clues to my identity. I just have to keep an eye out for more of the floating lights. I know, this guide is ridiculous, chat. Now, up next, we have the Great Forest with all the item drops. Our hunt begins in the wide expanse of grassland separating Kazan from the forest proper. 2 of the quests we've undertaken direct us to these very plains. Then we have the Forest of Dawn entrance camp. We've come upon a clearing at the foot of the forest wherein a spirit tree sapling grows. Due to its bountiful energy, no monsters will come anywhere near it, making this the perfect spot to end or to set up camp and rest for the journey ahead. Strange. I feel like I've encountered a spirit tree or two before in another life. Curse this amnesia! I just love that chat. Now we have the Forest of the Dawn East with all of its ridiculous notes. Look, it even tells you how to get by the obstacles. I just read obstruction use Beast King's claws. Wow. Just everything, chat. Just if you really could not figure out the game, here's how to beat it. Here's the plot too. You know what? Just read the strategy guide. It's fine. It'll teach you all the plot points. Forest of Dawn East. We've come upon our first major crossroads. Durin has marked 2 possible destinations on my map. A giant tree at the edge of the Godona crater, and a clearing by the side of the nearby Algon River. We intend to seek out both, but can do so in whichever order we choose. The quicker route for either would be to head west, but the path is blocked, so we may need to head north and circle around instead. Now we just have a short blurb on the wetlands chat. Chris is getting overwhelmed by the information. There's so much of it. But don't worry, chat. We're about halfway through. The PDF page is 56 and 57, but fortunately we get a double page, so that's not too bad. Let's see. We're definitely taking the long way around, but at least there's plenty of treasure to make it worth our while. Too bad so much of it is underwater. We have a little blurb on the waterfall cave. I think there may be some frogs here. Deadly, conniving frogs. Okay, that might be my favorite line so far that I've read. Forest of Dawn West. This coiled bit of woodland seems to be at a dead end at the moment. However, there's some good treasure to be had, though. ... Forest of Dawn, Sunlit Ruins. Although a bit out of our way, the back of these ruins does hold the Thunder Beast charm, which protects its wearer from paralysis. Wow, chat. Such an item could prove invaluable on the road ahead. Just tell us all. Tell everything, chat. Now we have the Forest of Dawn stream. Here's where we must decide which goal to pursue first. The tree to the east or the river clearing to the west. It's a pity the bridges are up, or else we could take a much shorter route to at least one of these destinations. Now we see Spirited Away, Forest Labyrinth. We've elected to head towards the tree, but everywhere we go looks the same in here. What's the secret? How do we escape these endless woods? Wow, chat. I was looking to see if it spoiled the puzzle, and then the text in blue. The text in blue even tells you how to beat the puzzle. Oh my gosh, chat. Does this solve every puzzle in the game? Remember that, chat? We got lost in the woods? The blue tip there tells you how to get out. Forest of Dawn Camp. Another spirit tree sapling, and not a moment too soon. After losing ourselves in Labyrinth, I need a good night's rest. It's just what Durin and I need. Forest of Dawn East, Craterside. We're getting very near Godona Crater now, and the giant tree. Our goal is in sight. So let's see, Godona Crater. What a sight to behold. I wonder what could have caused such an enormous scar upon the earth. Either way, we're but a stone throw away from a giant tree now, and there's ample signs of human life in the immediate area. Could there be a settlement of forest natives nearby? If so, have I met them before? Is this our first encounter? See, the ancient burrow is listed there. Hello, Komodo Village. Seems I've met these people before, and they're not very happy to see me. Durin and I were immediately locked into a storage hut for something I apparently did when I was here previously. Though I know not what. Fortunately, the daughter of the village chief, Huntress named Karna, seems less inclined to doubt my story than her father or the other villagers. Durin and I managed to escape our bonds and evade the villagers' gazes long enough to snoop around a bit. It seems like many of the locals, including Karna's younger brother, Remnos, has been spirited away by an unknown hands, and considering it began happening right after I left, it's no wonder I'm thought to be at fault. We barely have a moment to investigate the matter, however, before masked men suddenly invade from all sides. Even Chief Hassan proves unable to defend— wow, this really just goes into every plot detail. Even Chief Hassan proves unable to defend himself against their onslaught, though not for lack of trying. He is injured quite severely in the altercation. After speaking with villagers, it seems one of the masked men was seen heading around the edge of the crater to a location known as the Ancient Burrow. Karna has joined us, and we're now off to find what exactly happened to the missing residents of the Komodo village. So here again, we get to see the different quest boards for the different things. I love the gold ore times 18. That was a nice quest to get, chat. That was kind of nice. Ancient Burrow. Immediately after entering, we're ambushed by masked men like the ones who attacked the village. This bodes well for us having found the enemy base, though we still need to fight our way in. When facing off against multiple foes at once, it's always best to remain a moving target lest they gang up on you. The cave itself is full of monsters capable of inflicting heavy status, So we need to make certain we're prepared for what lies ahead. Wow, chat, literally everything in blue is about everything in blue is about Karna and how to do it. Just look at the one on the right though, chat. 2 more cocoons. Thank goodness Karna is with us. Wow, chat. You don't have to think at all. Just read the strategy guide. Oh, there's Meltropy. The Hornet that killed us the most actually so far, some of the other bosses. Oh boy, chat. Tip, speed is the biggest advantage Meltropy has, so good use of flash moves seems like it might turn the tides of battle. Oh, Adol, the best way to defeat Meltropy is to never fight Meltropy at all. Wow, it even talks to you about the dwarf bracelet in the bottom left. This is just amazing, chat. Yeah, look, if only we had the slate fragments right in the upper left. Then we fought Glucarius, the great Squilla of extermination. What a phrase, chat. Then we move on to the polluted river, Misty Peak. Opposite the forest labyrinth lies another maze of near-identical clearings. How does one navigate a mountain that's determined not to be climbed? Yeah, the game kind of fails to tell us that fight takes forever to do. I'm so glad we can actually skip that. Chad, if we ever replay this game, like if you request a challenge to just do this game again on hard but speedrun it, I am so glad we don't have to fight that boss again. That boss was one of the worst bosses. Honestly, between the first boss and this boss, we definitely had the most party deaths. I'm not sure which one gave us more, to be honest. Technically, Hornet is up there too. Technically, because I killed myself by going out of bounds. But otherwise, the boss is not really that hard. Let's see. Algon River Basin Camp. Just as the end of the forest labyrinth brought with it a spirit tree sapling, so too does the end of the mountain labyrinth. This is a much-needed respite for us, and we will make an excellent starting point for the adventures I'm sure are yet to come, particularly since there's clearly another village nearby. Now we talk about the Algon River Basin. We're right near the river settlement now. Will I be more accepted at this one than I was at Komodo? No. Oh, Adol, you're such a fool. I love how it says the river basin continues to the north, but there doesn't seem to be anything of interest up there right now. What a liar. Adol and Blue, you're a liar. You're a lying liar. Chad, it even lists what memory we get. Like, not even that it is a memory. Like, the specific title of the memory. That to me is crazy. That is actually crazy. So we are nearing the last 25 or so pages that I have to scroll through. So we're getting there, chat. Hang in there. Selray Village. Why am I not surprised to be immediately arrested and locked up in a storage hut? What sort of horrible person was I before losing my memories? I feel like that's a great question to ask. What you are quite a terrible person, Adol. It seems this time I'm being blamed for poisoning the river, disrupting the way of life for people who rely on fishing to sustain themselves. Viewing a past memory and speaking with the young village chief Ozma has shed some light on the issue. The real culprits here seem to be the sacred beast known as Spartas, but the role in daily life at Selray is so important that Ozma is unwilling to admit it publicly. He also feels there might be more to the matter, since the quantity of poison released into the river is far greater than he's ever seen before. Unfortunately for me, far greater than a single human is likely capable of producing as well. Ozma has agreed to accompany us to the home of the sacred beast located in the southwest of the village so that we may find the true cause of the problem and prove our innocence. Oh, Adol, you are... Listen, Adol, you had the fireball magic. I think we all know what kind of person you were before losing your memories. To hear again, this little guide that comes with the game goes through every single quest. Chad, like, look at the tips it gives. Like, I'm just going to read the one on the mega weapon test. In Frida's case, it is absolutely necessary that this be paired with the Azure Scale Charm or Libra Wreath accessory to negate the effects of freezing. The former can be found in the Tower of Providence or crafted, and the latter one is possible reward for completing the Happy Present quest. Like, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous that this came officially with the game. I mean, just look at this. It tells you every item you'd ever need. Like, not only the rewards, but, like, what the challenges are that you seek. It tells you the plot. What a ridiculous PDF, chat. Sacred Beast Slayer. Seems I'm going to be doing more swimming than I'm used to. I have a vague recollection of being in a shipwreck once before, so I must admit this is making me rather uncomfortable. Fortunately, Ozma seems to be quite comfortable in the water and is even able to wield his spear from within its depths, with such force that it can break walls. Yeah, you would think you would have trouble doing that underwater, because, you know, water resistance compared to air resistance is so much greater. Yeah, Adol wants you to know that there are 2 sapphires you can attain from that chest, chat. He wants you to know. Well, chat, I guess if I want to speed run, I should just read through the PDF and remember where all these chests are, since apparently we have the ultimate visual guide. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. I might have been thinking of Volnake, not the other crab monster. I think the crab monster was okay. This thing was terrible. This thing was absolutely garbage. This was the worst boss. Yeah, look, it's like it's telling, I have to watch out for strong currents here. If we're not careful, we'll be washed away. Best to take our time and navigate the stream with utmost caution. Actually gives an interesting tip there that says, like, aerial skills like Rising Edge can actually score multiple hits at once. That's actually an interesting tip. I don't think we tried that. I mean, I've assumed that when the enemy has multiple parts, we can hit it with different things, but... ridiculous. Oh, the fish boss, chat. Oh, the fish boss, no. Oh, it was talking about the Crag Spear from Ozma. I did enjoy the Crag Spear when we briefly played as Ozma, and then realized Ozma was too slow to really be a viable character. It was amusing. It did remind me of, like, a more balanced Sahad, but obviously there's only one Sahad, chat. There's only one Sahad in our chat. Or not in our chat, in our hearts. In our hearts, chat. So now return to Kaznin. Due to the Algon's River unnaturally strong currents preventing explorers from crossing to the western side of the Great Forest, we've now mapped just about everything there is to map. We decided to head back to Kaznin City and report our progress to Governor General Griselda. Perhaps she has some idea how we can cross the river and cross the river and continue our expedition. If it's balanced, it's not Sahad. Yeah, that's a pretty fair point, chat. And up next, we have the Farce of Dawn West Selray side. As long as we're headed back to Kazan, we might as well trek through this previously uncharted stretch of forest. Let's see what secrets it may hold, and fill in those last few blank spots on our map in the process. Don't you even joke about that, Adol. That was terrible in this game. I must say, Lacrimosa handled it much better with the map clearing. Now we have the Jade Cave. The amazing thing about the Great Forest of Celceta is just how many beautiful locations its thick canopy conceals. Were for all the monsters preventing tourists from surviving long enough to hold this view, the central chamber here would be the most stunning vista in the entire region. Wow, chat, it even denotes the shortcuts you can get, like in the upper right. It says, pushing aside some lumber here, we could forge yourselves a shortcut. Absolute madness, chat. Whoa, there's a lot of text here. Hello. The Primeval Lands. After collecting our reward, we immediately set about discussing possible options for crossing the river into what the Celcetan residents refer to as the Primeval Lands. Durin leaves to check with his connections and see if he could find any leads, while I remain in Kazan to take on a few quests and to further ingratiate, myself to the locals. The head miner is apparently looking for a few good men to help mine for ore, and some local children seem to have set up a scavenger hunt game throughout the city. So personally, I think I got the better end of the deal. After completing my quests, who should I run into but the Komodan huntress herself, Karna? It seems she wishes to join me and Durin in our quest, hoping she may find some clues to her brother's whereabouts along the way. Upon Durin's return, and with this very journal in hand, the one that is very detailed, apparently it was found by one of Durin's associates, we set forth back to the Algon River Basin in search of some underground ruins I apparently discovered there in my previous adventure. Ruins which run beneath the river directly into the Primeval Lands. Oh, chat, we out of bounds this dungeon so many times this playthrough. Algon River Basin, north side. Since we're so close to Selray, we decided to stop by and check with Ozma on our way to the ruins entrance marked on my journal. This time we're met with smiles and warm wishes, and enthusiastic tickles from Zarna, of course. But more than that, Ozma has elected to join us in our trek as well. Having discovered evidence that suggests the beast tamer he seeks may have schemed to poison the river from its opposite shore within the Primeval Lands. We're a rather motley crew, but our combined strength makes us nearly unstoppable. I firmly believe we're now ready to take on whatever challenges the underground ruins may hold. Chat, I'm so mad. I'm reading the bottom right. The solution seems to be to push the symbols on the top, bottom, left, and right while avoiding the corner symbols altogether. It even teaches you how to do this puzzle, chat. Shake your head. Shake your head. If only I knew, chat. If only I knew. Hello, underground ruins. With the entrance found and the door open, these ancient ruins are ours to explore. The four of us enter, our hearts beating fast with the knowledge that a whole new land awaits us on the other side. It says, the dwarf bracelet is required to use these exits. That's not true, game. You only need it for one of them. We definitely phased through it today. We have Evelron, the Blue Cavalier. At least it acknowledges to use Karna. That's a good tip. It should just say, use Karna, don't be dumb. Oh, it even says at 40% health it goes into its super mode. Wow, it even tells you when it goes into angry state, chat. Wow. Just leave nothing to the imagination. Recollections, Tranquil Hill. We emerged from the underground ruins into a peaceful, quiet hillside cemetery on the opposite bank of the Algon River. We have succeeded in finding a path to the primeval lands. Our journey quickly turns to confusion, however, as we encounter a gravestone that can't possibly exist. Fueled by a renewed desire for answers to the mountains of questions we have about this place, we proceed northwest toward what I can only hope to be civilization. Pausing for a brief drink there, chat. Now we have the plateau path. This is the Great Forest no longer. Rather, it seems to be a winding mountain road leading deeper into these mysterious lands. In the distance, a town can be seen, and a rather technologically advanced one at that, along with a familiar-looking tower surrounded on all sides by dark, imposing storm clouds. Something tells me we're getting close to the answers we seek. ... Plateau path, Stargazer ruins. Diverting from the main path, we find ourselves in a set of old ruins from which the stars would surely appear brightest and at their most majestic come nightfall. After thoroughly exploring it and acquiring some valuable new treasures, we return to our original course toward the nearby settlement. Oh. Chat, we never found Mishi. Hold on, chat. We have one more thing to do. Why, thank you. Hey, chat, does somebody just want to write this down? We didn't find Mishi 4 times. We need to go back and do that. How could I forget that, chat? I'm so sorry. Let's go find Mishi. Why, thank you, PDF. I thought we were done with the game, but, you know. Sure. Let's see. He's in Highland, Selray, Kazan, and Komodo. Okay. So someone in the chat write it down. They could just kind of look at it, take a look. Or maybe I could copy it. Maybe I can. Hold on. Ooh, it wants to copy like more than just what I'm selecting. That's kind of unfortunate. Let me send it in the chat. That way I can read it, chat. There we go. Now I'm appearing. Oops, I did not mean to move that. Let me put that back. Let me just copy the little hints here. Yeah, let's go see Mishi. I guess that's how we're gonna end the game. I mean, I was just gonna transition into the next game after the PDF, since we were in the proper view for the next game, but this is fine. And I'm just gonna put Highland, Selray, Kazdan, Komodo. So we already saw him in Highland. I think we just never went back to Selray. That's why that happened. So there we go, chat. We got one extra thing to do. That way I could say we completed this game to the best of my knowledge. Island Town. Half expecting to be arrested again upon stepping into the town square, I'm instead treated as if I'm a ghost. Apparently, the residents of this town are under the impression that I died several weeks back, which must mean I'm getting close to the incident that cost me my memories. Young Kalilika, daughter to Mayor Aaron, was kind enough to put us up in her home, though we've been forbidden from exploring the town and doubly forbidden from leaving through its north gate. Something very strange seems to be going on here. Come nightfall, I decided to tour the streets for myself, despite the mayor's wishes, coming upon the local chapel and meeting, again, a young woman named Lisa. From her descriptions, as well as a few scant memories I've been able to recall, and developing an increasingly detailed mental image of the local deity named El Diel. A deity who has taken ill, it seems. With these questions in mind and countless unanswered questions left to pursue, my companions and I briefly returned to Tranquil Hill, then engaged in another late-night escape from the mayor's mansion in order to head further north toward the Sanctuary of Storms and the tower it conceals. There's a little quest guide on the left. Let's see what the Sanctuary has to say. Sanctuary approach. I must profess, it is astonishingly eerie to be wandering this mountain path with such fierce storms in such close proximity. The air itself is electrified, and the monsters are particularly ferocious. I hope sneaking out of town was the right thing to do, but I don't regret doing it. More than anything, I look forward to the answers I'm able to learn from this mysterious Adol. Now with the Sanctuary of Storms camp. We're so close to the storms now, our hair is standing on end. The rain has begun to pick up as well, and we're all exhausted from our trek through the approach. We decide to set up tent here and rest before braving the final stretch to the tower. Spirit tree sapling or no, this is truly the calm before the storm. Sanctuary of Storms. Such intense lightning with such incredible frequency, this can't be a natural occurrence. Unsurprisingly, we're struck down almost immediately upon setting foot within these massive stone shelves. Shelves? Does he not know what a lightning rod is? Okay. It's a miracle we survived the encounter, indeed. I don't recall how we make it back to the campground alive, but we do. There, Karna senses a presence, which turns out to be Kalilika. The little girl from Highland followed us out, here in secret, claiming to be curious as to our activities, while in actuality harboring concerns about Odil's illness. She wishes to join us, or rather insist upon it, and claims that she can use her rod to activate machinery within the stone shelves that will shield us from the lightning. With her help, the tower may yet be reachable. So I guess this is pointing out how you would navigate the puzzle. Hey chat, there seems to be no way of reaching the exit to Table Mountain safely while the storms are in effect. We'll have to come back here later. Oh, poor innocent, naive game, Adol. You're so innocent. Innocent to the ways of the breaking. Let's see. At long last, we reach Eldiel's tower. Unfortunately, it seems our shortcuts at the top has been cut off. We may have no choice but to climb the entire height of this massive structure. There's something oddly nostalgic about scaling an imposing spire full of the deadly monsters. Must be another remnant of my previous life. And it's telling us we can use the Gale shoes to scale the wall, because why not, chat? There it talks about the Guardian of the Storms we fight multiple times. Not a really hard boss, honestly. I feel like by this point in the game, the bosses have kind of peaked in difficulty. We have another boss, the Krell Messia. I mean, it talks about its on death attack. I love that it also mentions as Karna. It should honestly just say, like, play Karna. just that should be the tip for every boss. Every single boss. Oh, we have a little note in blue. I'll describe this one. It's here where the maps and notes initially found in the journal come to an end, leading me to believe that I must be getting extremely close to the point where my memories were lost. For the sake of preserving historical context, I've elected to continue chronicling my adventures in another book at this time, leaving you to wonder what awaits me next, just as I do. I'm aware that should this be the only book which survives me, the mysteries of Celceta may never be solved. But then, isn't that what makes the mystery so intriguing in the first place? Look at that, chat. They chose not to spoil the last 10 pages worth of the game, I guess. I mean, this is kind of far into the game. I mean, it literally spoils almost everything up to the masks. Like, that's pretty close. It says, drawings commissioned for me and my friend... For me by my friend Dogi. Oh, I guess this is like the fan art? Huh. This Tia and Maya, Yeast 7. That's a pretty interesting graphic, I must say. I mean, we haven't played Yeast 7 yet, but that's kind of nice. I guess the rest of the pages are mostly just art at this point. This image is slightly cut off. There's actually a word up here that you can't see, but I can't even read it. It's like Steum or something. I'm not sure what that word is supposed to be. But anyway, it says Malgana, Terra, and Nina, East 5, Lost Kefin, Kingdom of Sand, and East 6, Ark of Nephisism. So we have not seen any of those. Oh, East 1 and 2. We recognize Fina. Oh, it's the two sorceresses. Zava and Bami, East Origin and East Memories of Celceta. Nice. Lilia from East 1 and 2. Then we have Elena from the Oath and Felgana. She looks cool, but unfortunately I think Oath and Felgana is a game that does not involve party members, so she will not be joining our party. Yeah, you like this? We're just getting all the other characters. So we're seeing some elf people, I think, question mark? That one is a tail. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Oya and Isha, E6, the Arc of Nepotism. Some more Team Altago, E7, Aisha, Mishira, and Cruxy from E7. And we have another Fina and Rhea, East 1 and 2. We have Karna. Up next, we have Rhea. Yeah, Rhea seems pretty popular so far in the art, or at least they seem to be very choosy and picky with her. And we have Lisa and Kalilika. And I think that about does it for the book. There's only one more page. I think it's just the end of the book itself. So, Chad, I hope you enjoyed that PDF. That one is, again, hidden away in the Steam save file. But I was going to say we were just immediately going to toggle from this view into the next game, because the next game is more of the classic style Ys. It's more like Ys Origin, I guess. It's not quite bump combat, but it has that kind of feel to it. But we're actually going to switch to the different orientation for this chat, because we have to go back and we have to go find Mishi, chat. So I can still see where I did that in the chat, so that's not too bad. Let me go ahead and close the PDF so I can finally see what I'm doing here. So let's boot up the game. So yeah, let's go find Mishi. We never went back. And I know Chris did try to remind me, but I will remind everybody else, I have the terrible short-term memory. I can remember how to exploit games, but when it comes to when it comes to character names or like doing some basic actions, I totally blank out. Anyway, we could just take basically any save file that is not the last one. Let's just go to literally the last dungeon. Oh, that might not be far enough back. This should be good enough. Okay, so we have to go to Selray next. Let's go find him in Selray. I love the running in place chat. I'm gonna turn off that preview there. I don't really need that up at the moment. So the hint for him was in the waterlogged area just left of the village entrance. Alright, let's go find him. So he's over here somewhere, presumably. Oh, there he is. Hello, Mishi. He goes me-hee-hee. And away he goes, chat. So me-hee-hee, and he teleports away. So now we're gonna go ahead to Kaznin, which I almost forgot which one that was, which is kind of sad. We've been there a lot. I should remember Kaznin. And the hint for this one is on the lookout ledge along the top of the city wall. Oh, yeah, that's right. Remember that, chat? I was saying, like, it's weird that we never did anything up there. It's just literally for Mishi. That is really out of the way. How do we get to that? Was that this way? I don't remember. No, it wasn't this way. It was up higher. Cool, I'm getting the perfect... Now I'm getting the perfect dodge where I don't do the tumble. Man, I had such a rhythm going. Oh, Jimmy, I'm just trying to run. Speaking of which... Let's talk to Mishi again. Then we have to go to Komodo. Goes me, and away Mishi goes. So Mishi played more of a role in Lacrimosa. So we got some interesting items from him. Oops, I almost used the save for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking just then. So then we have to go to Komodo, which was the tree village, I think. Yep. Go ahead and get that speed run. The Picard pen, I believe, is directly left. You don't have to climb the village at all. Picard, I actually don't want to talk to you. Can you go away? Thank you. Okay, the final location of Mishi. guess that's it. I thought there would be more of a cutscene. I mean, according to the game, there's Highland, Celery, Kazan, and Komodo, so that's it. I guess it's just a little Easter egg. Sure, I guess. Do a little parallel save there. So I think that's it. I thought we'd have more of a cutscene where we corner it and it like gives us an item or something, but no, that's apparently it. So chat, I hope you enjoyed Memories of Celceta. We will get started with the next East game in just a minute. I think I'm going to reboot the stream, and I have to think about the stream title. As I said before, I like to separate it in terms of video recordings, because it actually messes up things like the Twitch highlights. So I'm going to leave it on the Be Right Back screen, because we're almost ready to go for the next one. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it set up in the background. So I'll be rebooting the stream in like 1 minute, chat, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the next game. So I will be right back.